right. So, welcome back to another session of our Daggerheart campaign. If you are listening to this in the future, today is going to be the very first session of one of our other GMs running one of our other campfire stories. So, Teacha is going to be taking over, telling a different story that is branching off of our main character stories, and I'll actually get to play the character that I've created. So,
are we ready?
As we're going to be, I guess.
Everybody has now completed a long rest and a level up. And we come back to the campfire with our companions back together, recalling adventures since past. Would anybody like to share their feelings or thoughts, anything at all, with their adventurers as the around the campfire before we begin?
Has Maz already mentioned what the story is going to be about at the campfire?
Not exactly.
Okay. I was going to say, because Sal, who's been telling the story this far, would kind of just slink back into the shadows a little bit, just a little bit away from the campfire, like still sitting there, but like in a darker place, just because that's kind of where Sal positions.
Yeah.
Skulkily,
indeed.
Skulking
Skulking.
into the shadows.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, he's kind of been more present around the campfire than maybe you all are used to, because he's been telling the story. So like picture, he's got the black robe and kind of pulls the hood up a little bit, kind of taking himself out of the spotlight a bit.
All right. Anybody want to jump in and share or bring up anything around the fire as Maz is going to start to kind of recount where we are picking up?
Yeah, so Sal can't say a lot because he has not been here for for anything. Right. Well, he's been telling the story, so I guess he has been there, but...
Yeah, he could bring up a completely different memory.
True. Anyway.
Certainly not required, right? Because if we're ready, I could certainly just roll right on in.
I'm ready.
All right.
As am I.
Let's do it.
A memory of Padre's potatoes comes to mind as we roast a potato over the fire on an open spit. The smell of salt and smoke from the roasting potato is especially strong, like great meals from Deadeye's Saloon in Kraken's Harbor. The crackling fire fills the air as the weight of the last adventure settles in on everyone. As the fire crackles like the embers of Skyland itself, and everyone recounts the chaos left behind in their wake. Following the disappearance of the wizard and finding the very power that powers Skyland itself, the group settles into a silence. For just a moment, something seemingly stirs in the fire, but then just as quickly fades away. It was as though the wizard was perhaps looking back at us over the distance, but then fades. Isn't it something, as one recounts these tales, it can feel different coming from one person as opposed to another? Do you remember when I went missing? I don't know exactly what happened when you all woke from that long rest, and I realized I don't think you've ever filled me in on that part of the tale till we were back together again. Now. The fire dims and then brightens up, pulsing just like a heart beating. The pitter-patter of the potato roasting over the fire is reminiscent of our new friend Sal, who came to us just as I disappeared, and now we start back where we left off, outside of the dungeon, completing a long rest, yet, as if guided by unseen currents, all roads lead to Kraken's Harbor. The group arrives in Kraken's Harbor because I totally retconned the note from the last session, and it said that Maz was somehow perhaps in Kraken's Harbor because I realized I totally mixed that one up in the rush of the last session. And as we arrive in Kraken's Harbor, just as reference here, we'll take a look at our map, which should be jumping up for everybody now. We arrive in Kraken's Harbor. And we see a bustling seaside, right? A seaside settlement with ships being worked on, others preparing for trade, and everyday people going about their business. Some ships are small, others grand, with some buildings about. As people walk around, you hear some talk of great drink at the Deadeye's Saloon, while others talk trading of goods. Still yet some seem to cower as they walk by, looking towards the storage house to the north. An especially large ship to the west catches your eye as an impressive vessel, seeming to prepare to launch, while most others look like ordinary trading ships. There is much to see and do here in Kraken's Harbor, where some journeys begin and others end. For some, it is a great place of opportunity, while for others, it is simply a place to disappear. Something that we do know, though, is Maz spent a lot of time here.
So just to while you're figuring out Roll20 stuff, just to be sure, we woke up. Well, they woke up from that long rest, and then we all moved together to Kraken's Harbor to follow the trail of Maz. Is that correct?
Yes. So that's where I totally just retconning the note slightly, and it says that, the note seemed to suggest that Maz had gone off to Kraken's Harbor. Still, don't follow me there. There's something that I must do. And that is, the context that you were left with. But we also know that Maz, spent a lot of time in Kraken's Harbor, so this all makes sense. What would you like to do?
You mentioned the large storing house. Is that to the north, you said?
Mm-hmm.
And people appear to be cowering going that direction?
Yes. More so, they're cowering as they, kind of walk by. I mean, you're all a experienced bunch of adventurers, right? Certainly, I don't think you need to roll to kind of take in the scene, right? You're used to getting the lay of the land, and you kind of get it as soon as you hop off the ship that did bring you there.
Okay. Can I? Sal would like to seeing what. Can I easily approach someone who seems to be looking apprehensively at the warehouse to the north? Can I approach some? Is that easy to do? Is it just hey, there's a person.
People walking all over the place.
Yeah. Can I approach just somebody who looks marginally friendly and just say hi, what's going on? I've been here for a bit, and I've seen people they don't look like the building, the warehouse is a good place. Is everything okay?
The person gives you a blank stare and then continues to walk.
I turn back around and shrug.
Friendly bunch, Ariel says.
And the person, as they continue to walk, they kind of, slow down a little bit and turn back around and then say, I wouldn't ask questions about that place. And then continues walking.
I kind of Sal kind of half calls out, not really trying to be heard by the guy, but just but that makes me more interested to know. We don't know. I don't know this place. I don't know. Where should we begin? And Sal's kind of shy, I guess, with this new group of people who he has been following for a bit. So yeah, he's kind of shy with them, but also he's kind of interested in what's happening, because the energy of the people who all seem so scared of something is very interesting to him.
Uriel, did you ever come to visit Maz here?
Ariel frantically checks notes.
I was just thinking you could ask the GM if there was anything you remembered.
You can also just improv it.
True.
I would say this is a great place where if you would like to, improv it, certainly, by all means, do so. Because full disclosure, I don't think we fleshed any of that out. So it's the world's your oyster. Right,
We
Kraken's
had
world's your oyster.
thing in the beginning,
Mhm.
where everybody sort of made their connection.
Oh,
So
yeah,
actually-
Uriel ran into Maz in Kraken's Harbor. Maz was
Yes.
about to get into a bit of trouble, so you have been here.
yeah. So is Sal. I actually totally forgot about that. Sal remembers visiting Maz. Actually, I don't know how that makes sense if I supposedly just met the party. I'll have to think about that. But anyway, Sal remembers getting into a competition with somebody back in the day to see who could steal someone's coin purse. And Maz actually, as usual, caught an injury in the midst of that competition. And just because I'm making stuff up right now, I'll say that's how Sal started following the group. Sal recognized Maz at the 100-year peace celebration and started deciding, maybe I should keep an eye on them. They seem like something's going on. So
Okay, and let me clarify the larger story. We got out of the dungeon. We took our rest. We woke up. There was a note from Maz saying she was going to Kraken's Harbor.
yes, and don't follow.
And don't follow.
Mm-hmm.
But we're here.
So the first thing we did was follow. Yes.
Follow. Okay.
Yes.
Just clarifying. And
directions.
and Sal decided to push past his shyness and join us.
Yeah.
there.
So when you woke up that morning, Sal would have been there. Like he had been. Just full disclosure about previous things that have been set in the story. Like Sal's been following you guys since the 100-year piece. Like he was in the woods. He was kind of watching you guys. And when he saw Maz leave, he kind of like approached thinking that it was a moment that he could help. And so when you guys woke up and read the note, Sal would have been there and been like, Hey guys, I've been following you a bit, and I think not like that, not like weird following you, but like I was looking for something good that I could do, and you all look like you intended to help, and I thought that maybe if I joined that I could help, and I didn't know when to approach, but then I saw your friend leave and I thought maybe that I could help you find her.
Do you know her?
I don't know that I know her. We've spent time together. I'm not proud of it, but we stole from people together at Kraken's Harbor back in the day. And I mean, even that aside, I know that she had good intentions. We never stole from people who didn't have more than their share.
You think that Maz could have gotten somebody angry back in Kraken's Harbor? Like maybe she stole from the wrong person?
Well, I don't know if it means anything because, and Sal kind of gestures to his cloak, which is like a hooded cloak. It's black with gold lining and stuff. I don't know that it means anything, but Maz left with someone or someone's. They were wearing dark robes and cloaks. I don't know who they were, but you see one person in a cloak and it's like, cool cloak. You see a group and you're like, that's not as good. That's
So there was a group of them?
There was a group of them in cloaks. I was hiding like I do, and that's just what I saw. And I thought that if you woke up and your friend was gone, you might need to know that.
Yeah. Did she appear to be leaving willingly, or
It was really dark. It didn't look like it didn't look violent. I don't know.
That fairy can get herself into trouble alone in a locked room.
Or
I met her
with a
in
sleeping bear.
Kraken's Harbor, and she was just about to get caught, probably pinching something she shouldn't have, or poking. You never know with her. And I helped her out, and we became friends. And so, yeah, I've been to Kraken's Harbor on my travels, on my wonders, and this is where I met Maz. So it's her homeland? She will certainly know her way around here. But also, if she spent a lot of time here, maybe we could talk to people and describe her. See if they could give us any information. Is there like anybody working the docks that like is it people checking who's arriving or checking shipping, stuff like that? Is somebody here we could talk to?
Also, do we see like a lot of other fairies around here? Or is she fairly unique? Fairly unique.
Fairly.
Oh boy.
You see folks from all walks of life here, right? You see some fairies, you see daemons, you see orcs. I mean, it is a bustling hub where you get the sense that really you can encounter anybody, rich, poor, etc. So again, still plenty of people around if you want to try to talk to somebody else or go on and explore. You just gotta take your pick and. Because the people are very different. Some people might know stuff, other people might not.
What's this building directly to our north? Like, I know the
You don't know.
warehouse. Okay. Can I the door is open. Am I able to peek in? I mean, I don't know if the door is supposed to be open, but it looks like
yeah,
it is.
you're like an agile,
Okay.
kind of sneaky type. Yeah, you can peek in.
All right. Can I look in and see what I see?
Yeah, should be open. You can click it.
Okay.
I think you can just open it.
It is pitch black in here on my game.
Wait. Sorry, this is a mechanics thing, and let's.
Okay.
There
There it
you
is. Okay, what am I? So I'm looking around and I seem to be in a room. There, it looks like is that an orc behind the desk?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just walk in. You see a looks like just kind of like a store of some sort, or actually not really a store so much as a maybe like a check-in, check-out. It seems like more clerical work here. You're not going to be buying a lot of different goods.
Okay.
You see papers on the desk, papers on the shelves, table in front of you, some sort of doorway going to a back room. The person in front of you looks, busy, but, affable,
Okay.
professional, like he's working.
Would you say it's very well organized?
That's the only thing I'd say.
Cell kind of waves a hand. What do frogs have? What do ribbits have? I don't know. A hand, I guess. Cell kind of waves a hand and says,
"Webbed feet, webbed foot."
There you go. Sal waves a webbed foot. Says, "Hi. Are you able to help with something?"
Hello. Can I help you?
I hope so. We're looking for a friend. I realize this is a little bit weird, and I'm sure that you don't. Well, maybe you do, but I imagine you're not necessarily dealing in lost people very often. But we're looking for our friend Maz. She's a fairy. She's got wings. Usually probably getting injured or caught. Does that ring any bells?
Well, sir, some people come here to disappear in Kraken's harbor. Say, my name's Jordan Clay. I'll say I'm one of the dock masters here. I'll say, but I'm not the only one on shift. So many people come and go, and I've seen some fairies about, but I'm not sure if I, remember that name. But just in the last couple of weeks, I've seen some fairies. Yeah.
Okay. Is there? I kind of turned to the party. Like, is there anything we can? Anyway, I don't know Maz very well. Is there any other way we can tell Jorgen? It was Jorgen, right? Is there any other way we can tell Jorgen how kind of? Is there anything we can say?
Uriel pops in, dark hair, pointy ears, talks about her toe all the time.
Could we have Boga turn into Maz to demonstrate what she looks like?
That would be amazing.
God, no, not anymore. I'm out.
Yeah.
All right. Let's say Are we attempting that one? What are we doing
Yeah.
there, Boga? All right, so that would be your uncanny disguise.
Yes. Okay, disguise. That is my spellcast. And 1d6. Oh, okay, cool. Oh my goodness. Ooh. Oh, a few minutes. I don't need to roll. Hang on.
Well, it looks like you have a few minutes to prepare. You can mark a stress to don the facade of any humanoid you can picture clearly in your mind, right? So, I mean, if you mark a stress,
Yep.
So you don't have to roll any dice. Stop me. Sorry, former GM. That's not. You don't have to roll anything, right? You just mark a stress.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cool.
Are you doing it?
I am indeed.
All right.
Kind of ducking behind one of these crates up here. It's like, give me a few minutes.
Svetlana kind of puts her cloak out, like at the beach when you hold your towel for somebody to change behind. That's what she's doing for Boga.
She's just splashing her face with water, and it's creating kind of a form around her.
Ooh.
Mm.
While this is
That's
happening,
essentially-
Sal is just kind of like, so anything weird going on here? And I didn't mean to interrupt you again, Boga. You can go ahead.
No, good. It's all good.
So Sal is asking Jorgen, is there anything, you know, you're here a lot. Have you noticed anything funny while we're waiting for Boga to do the uncanny disguise?
Well, I mean, I'll tell you that every day brings something new. You know, I hear people coming in speaking of the tide callers. I hear some people just coming in trying to get more coin. I'll tell you though that everyone can always use some more coin these days. I'll say I think times are tough, but you don't know what's going to walk in that door on any given day.
Can I look behind me as he says that, just in case timing wise there's something walking in the door? Sal knows a little bit. Sal knows a little bit about dramatic timing, so he just checked. So if I have a moment, like while Boga's doing that, I would just say that did you say the tide callers?
Ah, yes. You've never heard of the tide callers, my friend?
Can't say that I have.
I'll tell you that I've never seen them myself, but there's talks of them all over Kraken's harbor. Their legend has it that there are swarms of electric eels that prowl the waters outside of Kraken's harbor, and no one that I ever known has seen them in person, but yet everyone keeps talking about them. Supposedly, they're some of the reasons that some of our ships disappear on the way out.
If Sal would communicate this to anybody who didn't hear, by the way, like any of this conversation, if somebody's not listening because they're doing other things, Sal would pass that on.
Yes, if you want to, hear more about it, if you ever work your way over to Deadeye Saloon, you can talk to Three-Toed Teddy. I was going to say that's how he ended up with 3 toes.
Sal goes, toes.
Ariel squints.
Toes, huh? I'm surprised that came up.
Well,
I promise Sal's going to stop breaking the fourth wall here in a second.
behind Svetlana, she hears a small done, done, and she steps out from behind the barrel with the wings are slightly too large and the eyes slightly too far apart, but more or less get the impression. More or less looks like Maz.
The dockmaster behind the counter, Jorgen, you see him kind of slap his hand down on the table, and he says, "Nope, never seen that one before." But as you kind of look again, you're adventurers, and especially Sal, obviously in there, a sort of scoundrel type. Isn't sure that that this man's being honest.
I was going to ask, do I believe him? Oh,
I mean, I think that's your initial sense,
Okay.
but this guy, you get the sense that he's a savvy business type. He also is here a lot. You just imagine he probably knows a lot of things.
Okay. So he knows a lot
I
of.
think he wants money. I toss a handful of gold onto the table and I say, "Now, do you remember anything?"
Without even looking down, you see Jorgen just slip it right under the table, and you just hear like clink, 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 clink. And obviously, this is something that must happen all the time, right? Jorgen says, yes, Maz, right? I remember her coming through. Yes, exactly. That's perfect. It was just in the last few days I remember seeing that one. Not sure exactly when, but she did pass through these parts.
And did she say where she was headed or who she was with?
Much like many others here, she did not say where she was headed, but I did see who she was with.
And?
It was with all these folks in, kind of these cloaks and, hoods. And we've been seeing more of those folks around these parts lately. I see them, walking about, and I'll be honest, that's where I stop asking questions because, they carry weapons, and anytime folks approach them, it seems to not end well for them. But I will tell you that I do see them moving in and out of some of the houses here. Seems like they, have started to take a particular interest here in Kraken's harbor, especially up north of the harbor.
Up north by the warehouse?
Yes, but please don't make me say much more because I do not want to cross those folks. I don't know who they are or what they're here for, but that is who I saw Maz with.
Thank you for your help.
And he kind of just like shakes the little thingy like anytime, shaking the money around.
Is there anything about the cloaks that we would recognize? I mean, a lot of people wear cloaks. Is there anything that we could recognize? I don't want to make you overextend your generosity. Is there any way we would know them if we would see them other than where's a cloak? Because many of us wear cloaks as well.
They usually run at least a few people at a time. I've never seen them alone. You'll see them usually moving more at night than during the day. And they're almost always armed. And, I think I've seen some sort of symbol on the cloak before, but I'll be honest, I'm not sure what. I've never gotten close enough, and I, try not to, get that near them, when I can help it. And anytime they've, come in here, they make it clear that I'm to not ask any questions.
Thank you for your help. We will make sure anything we do does not point back to you. I appreciate it.
I appreciate that too, good sir. And but wait a second, you see that guy over there? Can that one turn into anything else? Can she do something else with that cool magic over there? Can she turn into something else? Could we turn into like a dragon? Like what else can we do over there?
Humanoid, a very small dragon, maybe. Nothing. Why? Why are you asking?
I'll tell you what. And he gets the bucket out again and shakes it a little bit. Like, if you ever need to make some coin, I know some places that'll pay good money to see tricks like that. So feel free to come on back here anytime you want.
Is there any dark areas in this room near me, like a shadow?
It's inside. There are some windows, but yeah, no, there'd be, there's a couple, in the corners. The light doesn't reach there quite as well.
Okay. Sal will tell Boga, hey, can you try just keep him busy. Just keep him distracted. And Sal is gonna is it bright daylight outside?
Yes, it is smack dab in the middle of the day. It is bright out. It is like noon.
Sal is small and is going to find where the sun's positioned and then find where Svetlana is and then go to the opposite side of Svetlana. And Sal is going to use Shadow Stepper. When you step into the shadow cast by another creature or object or into an area of darkness, mark a stress to disappear from where you are and reappear inside any other shadow within far range.
Ooh.
And Sal is going to use that and is going to step into the shadow of this back room, like appear underneath the desk, and just kind of very quietly search around to see if there's any more information. I'm not planning on taking anything. I'm just looking for any clues.
Yeah, can you make a... Sorry, this is the part that I'm going to be bad at for right now. We'll do, I believe, instinct. Does that sound right? Instinct roll?
Yeah, to perceive stuff. Is that what you mean? Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, baby. No, I cannot see anything. That's an 8.
We're glad to know that
8 with
the dice
fear.
stay constant.
Yeah.
Whether
Maybe fear.
We're not.
Yeah.
King is
8 with
his
fear.
party member.
As the
Happy?
experienced adventurer you are, you look around the room and there's seems like standard kind of like papers, business stuff. You see a desk, there's chairs, there's books on the shelf with like great titles like ship arrivals for year 2025. It's not anything especially exciting. But good old Jorgen, the dockmaster, very quickly is like, "Hey, where'd that other one go?" And then you continue to look around the room, but you don't see too much. There are certainly papers on the desk where if you wanted to, keep looking, you could try, but nothing jumps out to you.
Sal's gonna. Oh, go ahead.
You might make some noise if you keep looking though at this point, right? Because
Bo's going to be trying to distract Jorgen by asking, so what about this business opportunity? What places are you speaking of? What people do you know?
Well, I'll tell you right now that there's plenty of people. And actually, can you make a? Let's do that. Then make a trying to charm presence roll.
Okay. Ugh. Oh, baby. Okay. That is a 22 with fear.
I would say, okay, yep. All right. He's in the conversation. He's in it. He's ready. Jorgen immediately redirects his attention towards Boga. He's like, well, I'll tell you that there's people going through this place, all the time. You never know who you're going to meet. There's people trying to, start new businesses and new ventures. And, just here in town, we can end up at the saloon. I'm sure you could find that work on a ship, or some of these rich folks coming through. You never know what they'll pay money for. And then, he's, going back and forth, starts going with Boga, and he's, obviously deep into this conversation. He quickly forgot about, Sal and his that kind of disappearance just as easily.
Boga kind of leans on the desk, like looking into his eyes, like, So tell me more about this place, and yeah, just kind of keep him occupied.
Philo kind of watches Boga fascinating because he's never seen her actually make eye contact with people before.
Mm-hmm.
He's like tilting his head and kind of looking between the orc and the ribbit.
Yeah.
While this is happening,
because the eyes are on the side of the head, right?
Right. How does that work?
Sal is going to shadow step back out, and then kind of like pop his head in the door. Did you say something to me? Sorry, I was looking at something else.
Jorgen looks over, breaks talking with Boga for just a second. Like, so you are still in here, huh?
Oh,
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, I thought I heard somebody outside. So it's nothing. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. And he goes back to Boga. It's like, hey, so anytime you want to come on by, let me know. There's plenty of opportunities, here throughout Kraken's Harbor. You got to be careful, be safe, but there's always room for opportunity for anybody with an entrepreneurial spirit.
I think
Well,
while
thank-
they're all in there, I've just been outside kind of like watching the comings and goings. Have I noticed anybody in cloaks walking by since they've been inside?
Oh, definitely.
Like in groups of people or just individuals?
Definitely groups.
Okay. And did I get the sense they're headed north?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's bright daylight. You definitely saw some of them walking, towards the north. Again, you're experienced adventurer. You saw, some folks there. It's not necessarily as clear if they're people that you recognize. But definitely, yeah.
I'm just continuing to focus on them and trying to discern if there's anything out of the ordinary, while the others are still inside.
Sal is gonna thank Jorgen again. Thank you for your time. And as he walks out, just kind of tell Hilo, I could have gotten Svetlana's money back. I know I could have. And just kind of walk back out.
And Hilo kind of looks at Sal confused as to why that they would want to get the money back, but doesn't actually like say anything until they're actually out. And then once they're a little further away, asks, "Do you think Svetlana would have wanted that?"
I don't know. I don't know that he gave us answers commensurate with the money that he required, but seemed honest enough. That's why I didn't attempt to take it.
Bogo still talking to the Jorgen is like, well, thank you. This has been most informative. I hope to see you in a couple days, maybe. But in the meantime, do you know anywhere we could stay?
Ooh.
Any inns, any taverns? Where would you recommend?
Well, there's but one great tavern in town, and I'll tell you, the Deadeye Saloon is the place where I'd be going for a drink. I don't know what you enjoy to drink, but I'll tell you what, that Storm's Mercy is quite a cocktail. I'll say I couldn't recommend it enough. And if you want someplace to stay, usually most people, because we don't have a lot of room for fancy hotels or inns over here, they usually just rent out a spot on one of the ships docked at the harbor. You can, talk to anybody who has some space on there, and they'll usually rent it out for a day or two.
Well, thank you. I'll see you there, maybe.
Anytime. I say,
away.
yes, when I'm off shift, he waves as he kind of walks out. I certainly swing by myself. I'm on and off every other day, so enjoy your time here in Kraken's Harbor and be safe.
Once Boga's out the door, just kind of swings it open, saunters to the left. The disguise drops, like a puddle forms.
Mm-hmm.
She's like kind of standing there, like, sweating, like.
That was very good, Boga. You did wonderful.
Thanks.
Sal moves over and gathers everybody kind of outside, and while Boga was entertaining, I checked out Jorgen's back room, and it's it's I didn't find anything interesting.
Oh my.
He has an uninteresting back room.
While you all were inside, I did take a look out here, and I did see several groups of people with dark cloaks, like Sal had mentioned to me, and they all appeared to be moving north. So I think since they're mostly going around at night, I wonder if we should go and find a stakeout area where we can watch them and figure out where they're going. What do you all think?
I think we should hit up the Deadeye Saloon first, I think.
How many hours do we have until we assume it's night? Like how high in the sky is the sun? I guess you don't have to give me an exact answer.
Oh, it's pretty high in the sky, but let's just say it's the time of year where, sunsets early. It's, getting towards, we're not an area where it gets particularly cold, but, the day still shifts. So, I mean, you still have quite a few hours.
Okay.
You could certainly kill some time going, either exploring if you want to, walk your way there and kind of work your way through this area of Kraken's Harbor to get to Deadeye. Or I could certainly just kind of, pull you right over to the saloon. There's, things
I'd like to
see
look
here
ar-
or pop on over.
I'd like to look around a bit, see if there is just kind of. Sal is very used to watching. Is there anything around that, like from where we're standing, catches my eye? That's something of interest. Like, is there any people who seem to be doing anything suspicious right now? Anything I can see?
Give me an instinct roll.
Okay. That's a lot better. Wow. That is 22 with hope.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go. Take a hope. And I definitely, you definitely see some folks. You see, one person kind of, walking along, and he has a particular kind of outfit on, showing him, honestly, it looks almost piratey, right? Is lack of a better term, right? He has, a sort of hat. He has a sort of regalia, but when you look at him, he appears to be it's a little bit down, or it's a little bit worn, right? So it had seen better days. So you assume that while this person has some sort of prestige or was on some sort of ship, perhaps not so much anymore, but he's sort of sauntering along the dock there, and looking out, especially at that ship over towards the west, and then kind of working his way forward. And you get the sense this guy probably knows the area fairly well. Seems to know something about that ship.
Can I sneak up behind him?
I mean, yeah, you could do a
Which ship? Hold on.
Sorry, want me to? I can identify it. Hold on. Yep, that
Okay,
one.
the big one. Okay.
Yep, the big one.
So, Uriel was thinking Jorgen told us to find accommodations on a ship, and could Uriel engage the guy in conversation while Sal is trying to sneak around behind him?
Yeah, no, certainly. I mean, he's right there, and you can walk right up to him. Certainly talk with him, and then so how about that? Let's make that. Would that be a group roll? Could I do that as a group roll? I don't know if that makes sense.
You want. You're in charge.
No, yeah, I'm actually. You know what I'm kind of thinking? I'm not thinking a group roll. I am actually thinking. Well, I'm thinking Uriel. You could certainly start talking to him, and then maybe Sal can roll a. I guess it'd be presence to deceive, and you can do it with advantage.
Quick question.
Because I'm just saying, I have just added the tactician ability as a domain card. It says when you help an ally, they can add one of your experience to their roll as well. When making a tag team roll, you can roll a d20 for hope instead of d12.
Ooh.
Holy smokes. That is a thing. That is a thing.
Also, to be clear, as a rogue, if no one can see me to begin with, I'm just hidden.
Just hidden. He just gone.
So, unless someone was looking at me, I figure I would look around and then I would just be hidden. Oh, actually, you know what? I couldn't move up to him that way though, because I would no longer be hidden because I moved. So yes, I would be attempting to sneak. So.
Well, okay, so let's combine those things together. I love this.
Okay.
Let's do help an ally. So you can add one of Uriel's experiences if you want. Is it crepuscular?
Crepuscular, that's like more active at dawn and dusk. So in the middle of the day, that does not really help.
Okay.
What big ears you have is like keen senses.
I like that. Let's go with that one. So let's get a presence roll. And for Sal, and you're gonna get a +2 on top of that. And I don't know exactly how the tag team roll works, I gotta be honest. I'm looking it up right now. I'm trying to.
I just know I get to use a bigger die. That's
Yeah, no, but I'm just like, I can only find one
Piece of it.
thing. Yeah.
Tag team rolls.
Sorry, here we go.
That's what she
One
said.
time per session, you could spend. Says 3 hope to initiate a tag team roll with another PC. When you do, you work with your chosen partner to describe how they combine their actions. Separate action roll.
Oh, I didn't realize it had a hope cost. I've only got 2.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say I also don't have enough hope to do that. So
Boo.
I can give you both hope, I think.
I mean, I was gonna let you do it anyway, just because I like where this is
Yeah.
going. So, like,
I can exchange my prayer die to give you guys hope. I have
There you go.
just
2
give it.
1s and a 2.
Just give it to
So-
Uriel because only one person has to spend that
Yeah.
for a tag team roll.
yeah.
And I have 2 from long rest. So
So you just need 1, or you
yes,
need? Okay.
one.
All right. So what Sal was originally planning on doing was just kind of like popping up behind the guy and startling him a little bit to get to see what would happen if he was a little caught off balance.
Yeah.
But seeing Uriel step in and kind of like play that distraction while Uriel's having a conversation, I picture Sal kind of looking through his stuff, like just kind of going through the pockets, going through if there's a bag or a satchel of any kind, that sort of thing. So
Yeah, no. Do it, and then so that
I'm gonna tell you I've rolled 21 with hope.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. You have his attention, if that's what you mean. Yeah, definitely grabbed his attention. And I guess because it says, so Sal, can you give me your 2 D12s as well? Let's see
is
where we're at.
am I going for presence or finesse since I'm trying to hide and things? I just want to check.
See, it's funny because I was thinking presence because I feel like deceive,
You're
deceive, hide. So yeah, let's do presence
All right.
because I feel like the goal is you don't want him to know what's happening, right?
And
You're not trying
am I
to obscure
using
yourself from
plus
view.
2?
Yes.
Okay, I got plus 2. So I had 13 with hope.
Yeah. So yeah, that works.
Yeah, I feel like that works because it's like we're tag teaming the presence to
Mhm.
keep him distracted.
So yeah, I'm just kind of
Yes.
looking for. I don't know. This guy seems like he knows what's going on. I'm curious to see, does he have anything that would make me suspicious in his pockets? Does he have, I'm not attempting to rob this guy. But I'm looking for, as a person who seems to know the lay of the land,
Mhm.
does this person have any answers or any paths to answers on him? So like ship logs for like what if Maz was on a ship or anything really. So anything.
Intel is good intel.
Yeah, intel is a good word. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So 2 things are starting to happen, right? So Uriel grabs this person's attention and starts, speaking with him, and immediately you start to learn that his name is Captain Elric Rains. Captain Elric Rains starts off by saying yes, and as you start to talk to him more, he's like, I used to be the captain of that vessel over there. And he kind of glances over towards that ship over towards the west. But now it is mine no longer. It is for Captain Daemir Bloodwake. The vessel's called the Ashen Crown. And he starts to, talk a little bit about that to Uriel, while Sal simultaneously is trying to see what can be uncovered. Again, not, necessarily stealing, but if there's anything of use. And so as you kind of go through, you do see a piece of kind of like ledger, right?
Mhm.
So like paper with like lines on it.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely see looks like maybe names. You see some things kind of scribbled or crossed out. You can't quite see everything else, right? It's still kind of like in his pocket. It's partially obscured, right? Kind of hanging in there. At this point, given your experience, you could easily, grab it
I'll
if
take
you
it.
chose. Okay. Snags it. Captain Elric continues, talking. Uriel, yes, well, I'll tell you that you got to be careful when you drink and gamble, because that was one of the worst decisions of my life. And again, gestures over to the vessel, describing how he lost it in a card game, right, with Daemir Bloodwake. And then you get the paper, and then as you snatch the paper. I'm assuming you kind of start to take some steps back because he's obviously engaged in conversation. You can see he's a little bit more animated. And as you unfurl the paper, open it up, you can see that on it is a, it seems like a list of names, and on the list of names, you see that some of them are, crossed out. It says, like Rick's crossed out. It says Sora crossed out. It says Garrick crossed out. And then it has Maz not crossed out. And then at the very bottom of the paper, all it says is sacrament prepared. And that's it.
From behind the captain, I kind of make eye contact with Uriel and hold up the piece of paper and then back off. And then, I just kind of back off back to the rest of the group. And while Uriel is still having the conversation or wrapping up or whatever, kind of show the rest of the group like, hey, I don't know a lot, but this doesn't seem good. And I show them like the names crossed out. I show them Maz's name. I show them sacrament prepared and just kind of like, I hand the piece of paper around. So
Svetlana, when she looks at this, does she notice any sorts of like symbols or anything that would reflect that this is like a religious like document?
Oh, definitely.
Okay. And does she recognize any of those symbols as belonging to a particular like sect or religion?
Yeah. I would say yes. I would say in particular, you do notice as Svetlana takes a look at it, it is a bit off-putting and startling because first you actually see a knife in one little snippet, right? It was kind of like obscured, like a little bit dirty, right? Because it's a little bit like kind of frayed, and the whole thing, it actually looks like maybe it was dirty. Could even be burnt. I don't know, like something like that, right? Because it's, worn. And then you believe that's what it is, like a knife. But then also on there, you see something that looks, sort of like a sun, but with, within the sun, right? It looks sort of like off-putting, right? Like it feels familiar to you, but it is not what you would quite expect.
So do I get the sense that this is like symbology for like core, but it has been like the word
perverted.
Yeah, perverted or
Corrupted.
yeah.
Give me a knowledge roll.
A 12 with fear.
Ooh.
Can I help with that roll at all?
Yeah. Well, I know the roll's already done.
Kind of-
Tell me what you'd like to do.
Bo's gonna just like tug on the back of Svetlana's cloak, like, and gesture like, show me.
And she
Like-
puts it down for Boga to see.
And Boga tries to see if she recognizes anything herself from, stuff she's tried or, seen in the world.
Give me an instinct roll.
Oh, so close. Oh my god. But notes I got an 11 and a 10 on the dice. I know. So that's 24 with fear.
As Boga also takes a look at it, you see Boga she starts to reach out, right? Because Svetlana is holding it, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So as Boga goes over to touch it, you rolled with fear, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You get a distinct sense that there was something magical about this, and Boga kind of continues to like reach towards it, and then Boga makes just contact with it, and there's like a shimmer, like goes right across the top, and then it just kind of turns to like embers, as though it just like burned in a fire. And then poof, it's gone.
Can
Whoops.
So we kind of looks at her hands, like, oh, I did not.
can Sal try to collect the ashes and put them back in the captain's like satchel?
I mean, I gotta be honest. You're outside. It's the harbor. It is, there's typically a breeze. That's that is. I will have to draw the GM line there. No, that is a fruitless effort on that one. You actually, I would say it kind of falls through the fingertips, and I mean you're on a dock, so it actually just goes like right through and starts to like fall through to the water.
Sal still tries. He's like, huh?
And then I was gonna have you roll, so then I can maybe have you like stub your toe on something, but we'll leave that for another time. That's not for now.
It's an obsession, is what it is.
Character trait.
Yeah. Meanwhile, right, Captain Elric is still talking, and as Captain Elric continues to talk, you notice that to Uriel, he can kind of just go on and on. Like this guy is just like you're like in Uriel's head, she's kind of wondering like is this even true? How long ago did this happen? She gets the sense that he's probably drunk right now. Like he seems to drink a lot. He's got that kind of like look where you could tell he's not just weathered from time and age, but he's, run down at this point. He does definitely have a build that suggests at one point he was, strong and kind of like with it. But those, days have, long since passed. And so he's, you get the sense he's probably, drowning himself and not in the water. On a regular, basis, and but he seems to be, somewhat knowledgeable about this, area.
Well, okay, Ariel, recognizing that the type of a person who will go on as long as somebody will continue to listen, gently interjects that they need to make arrangements for accommodations while they're staying in Kraken's harbor, but she would be happy to buy him a drink later at the tavern if he wants to make his way there now.
I'll tell you that, man, those days on the ship, they just, the one rolls into the next, and you just never knew what you were going to get. And those are some of the best days of my life. And those will be fondly remembered times, and you never know what you have till it's gone. And
right,
man,
well, you head over to the tavern, and I'll meet you there in a little bit, buddy.
I'm sorry. Wait, what? What are you saying?
What? We're going to the tavern. I just have to pop over here quickly, and then we can continue our conversation with some cold drinks.
Oh, the tavern! Oh, I'll tell you that the tavern. Have you been there yet? Have you heard of the Storm's Mercy?
I'd love to hear more about it later. Maybe go over and get me one.
Yeah, well, I'll need to see what kind of money I can scrounge up here on the dock, but I'll be heading over there soon enough. There's going to be music there later tonight. I was going to say the singer of one of the best local bands is going to be over playing later today.
Uriel is like on the verge of saying, "Who's that?" and then realizes that will continue the conversation.
You need to mark a stress at this point. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Seems appropriate, honestly.
So Uriel just kind of starts moving away, and that's great. That's great. We'll see them and you at the tavern a little later.
As Uriel walks away, you just hear him continuing to go on. The singer from the Rusty Sails, he's going to be playing there tonight. He's got the best loot, and he just keeps talking. There's nobody actually there. And, he seems to not even really notice, and then, continues to gaze out, at the ocean as, Uriel makes her way off.
Is there anybody on the big ship right now? Like, are there people milling about doing that sort of thing? Like, I'm curious if we can learn anything more about the ship before we head to the tavern.
So it's a little bit far away, but looking around again as the hustle and bustle of things, there's lots of people around. Granted, I only put a handful of things on the map, as you guys could see, because I just wanted some points of interest. You definitely do see one person who is sort of at the, I guess you'd call it the plank, the walkway, getting onto the ship for sure, seeming to, be on the lookout and kind of guarding that as it is. Maybe not guarding it, but keeping an eye on obviously who's coming and going. But you see activity there, like swabbing the poop deck. And cleaning the ship, and they're fixing the checking the sails, tying ropes, untying ropes. You do see some supplies kind of coming on and off the ship. Further west past it, you see there's a big kind of like warehouse where they're working on a brand new ship. You definitely you see lots of kind of like activity. I mean, it's a large ship, right? So they've got to have a crew. You can't make that happen with only a few people.
Right off the bat, Svetlana is stepping off of the dock and onto this more sturdy wooden. I guess it's still part of the dock, but not part of the part that's swaying in the water. And she says, like
right here.
Yeah, I have 4 stomachs, and 3 of them are very upset right now. And so she kind of gets herself off of the swaying dock.
Sal, just the last thing Sal wanted to ask about the boat was, anybody cloaks moving in and off, on and off the boat that we can see, or not, is that not happening with the boat?
Not that you can see, no. Looks like no cloaks.
Sounds good.
Yep. Seems like standard sailors, kind of what you'd expect. Like, arg, just picture the generic kind of,
Okay. Got it. Sal's gonna check with the rest of the party. Like, what are we doing now? We've got a few things to check out. What do we want to do?
Uriel wants to check out the ship since we're here in the area.
Okay.
And it's clearly the most noticeable. It's way bigger than any other vessel at the docks, so it seems like a big deal.
I think Sal would move over down this, call this a pier? I don't even know. Sal would move down the opposite side.
Yeah, that'd be a dock or a pier. I'd probably call it a dock, but
okay. I just wasn't sure if the whole thing was a dock, if calling one particular piece a dock was confusing, but there's no right answer that I'm looking for. I was just curious. So Sal would move down here and kind of see the people towards the end of the dock, kind of remain out of sight, and just see if they're talking about anything, or if there's anything he can pick up on.
Nothing, of note. I mean, you hear some people kind of mentioning and kind of like gazing towards the the ship and the Ashen Crown, and just really admiring it. I mean, it's impressive, right? It's a large vessel. It appears to be well maintained. A lot of activity happening right there.
Okay.
You actually see, some kids at the very end right there. Those tokens are supposed to be kids anyhow. The one's carrying a cute little kitty cat, right? They're both children.
Okay.
And they're, looking at it just like, wow, like, look how big it is. And you kind of can overhear that happening. The little girl is sitting there specifically like, man, I want to be the captain of a ship like that one day. And it's cute, right? It's cool. I mean, these kids seem to be a little bit more weathered, just like Kraken's harbor itself. And I think it might warm your heart a little bit, kind of seeing their excitement looking at it. Meanwhile, behind or further to the west, you can see that there's a ship under construction. Not actively so right now, but you can see that they've been working at it. You don't see anybody of a particular note in the immediate vicinity, other than the usual hustle and bustle that you've been seeing throughout.
The girl holding the cat at the very end of the dock. Do I get the feeling that cat is safe? Do I believe that cat is going to stay out of the water, or
roll for initiative, everybody? No. Yes, the cat is extremely safe. She loves that cat, and nothing will happen to it.
Okay, I was just making sure she wasn't like in danger, like a wave's going to come, like take the cat away,
no.
that sort of thing. I wasn't like necessarily.
to a study.
Oh,
With a
I thought the cat was about to turn and eat everybody. Was the
It's a flirkin.
with a ship of this size, right? I mean, the dock is well safe. Not certainly sitting in the water, right? It's not like a floating dock. So this one, you certainly, very safe, very sturdy.
If I tried to
Well,
walk,
the dry dock there. This one.
Yes, that's lower than
yeah.
the one that Sal's on right now, though. This
Okay.
Sal's is elevated a bit further up.
gotcha. Okay. If I
Yep.
tried to walk across this, actually, rather than ask that, I'm gonna try to start making my way across this little plank towards the ship.
Ariel and Pazu nearby, close behind.
Svetlana is just looking out to make sure nobody's watching them. And she's just standing there watching.
Tell me about your approach. What does it look like? Sal's in the lead, right? And then you guys are behind. Okay.
Sal would just kind of Sal would take on the attitude of the kids at the end of the dock, and he's just kind of he's a ribbit, so his eyes are already pretty big, but he's got wide eyes, mouth open, and a little frog tongue. It's just kind of he can't control it very much when his mouth is hung open, so it's just kind of flopped out a little bit, and just kind of in that awe sort of moment, he's just walking across the gangplank, not really attempting much of anything, just trying to get onto the ship, and just kind of, this is crazy. Wow.
Yeah. The person right there, it's his name is a very sturdy looking dwarf. It's particularly large,
His
right?
name
Size.
is very sturdy looking dwarf. Is that what you said?
Yes. No. He is a very sturdy looking dwarf.
Okay.
Sorry, particular size. Looks over at you, says, "Good day, sir. How can I help you?"
Hi, I was just, this is a little bit embarrassing because I don't know. You're not supposed to be impressed by anything when you're older, but this is a amazing ship. I just got here and everybody is talking about the Ashen Crown, and it's until I got right here, I don't know if I knew how big. This is impressive.
I'll say, "That's right, sir. This is the biggest ship in all of Kraken's harbor." I'll tell you that, we can hold more people, more goods, than anything else coming in and out. I'll say we take great pride in this vessel. We keep her in tip-top shape. Captain Damir Bloodwake and I, we oversee this vessel, and it's always out for rent, for service. We provide services in a wide variety of areas, but, we don't just let anyone walk on this ship, especially right now while we're getting her ready for departure.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't. Sal kind of looks down at his feet. I didn't even just my feet just kind of carried me here, if I'm honest with you.
You wouldn't be the first one there, sir. I know a lot of people are enamored by the look of this vessel.
It's really impressive. You do good work. My regards, I guess. Good job. You don't need to hear good job from me. I'm just a random guy. But look at this place.
I appreciate that, sir. And I'll tell you what, if you're interested in any of our services, you'd have to take it straight to the captain. I was going to say I'm here to oversee, but he makes all the choices in regards to this vessel.
Is he on the boat? I'd love to. I mean, honestly, I'd love to shake the hand of somebody who can manage something of this size.
No, sir. I'll say he's out and about in Kraken's harbor right now. I was going to say he had a number of stops to go by. So I was going to say you could find him about. He's a large daemon man who, very tall, loves to smoke, wearing a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful hat. Love that hat. Wish I had that hat. How can I get a hat like that? Anyway, sorry. You can't miss him whenever you go by. Red skin. I was going to say he's got a particular look, but I'll tell you, if you find him, make sure you approach him and, with the utmost respect. I'll say just like this vessel, he expects that, but he's treats everyone fair and is willing to help out anybody who's willing to, pay the right price.
Ariel looks over the top of Sal and says, "I'm going to speak to him. What was his name?"
The captain?
Yes.
The captain of this fine vessel is Daemir Bloodwake, captain of the Ashen Crown.
Bloodwake. Ashen.
There's no
Hold on.
Ashen Crown.
Ashen Crown. I'll tell you, there's no finer captain in all of Kraken's Harbor or anywhere that I've been.
Oh, thank you.
What
Thank you, sir.
do you? Sal kind of turns to leave and then turns back. Where are you guys headed now? Just, you mentioned your services are available, and I'm just, if we need them, where can we expect the ship to head?
Last time that I was talking to the captain, I believe we'll be going to the Endless Forest next.
Sal kind of perks up a bit. All right. And then thank you for, Sal looks at his sword, for not poking me with that. I just wanted to look at your ship, and I appreciate it.
I appreciate the fine conversation, good sir. I'm saying, as he does this, right, you kind of get the sense, right, like, you guys were just kind of casually walking on there, and, like, this dude was utterly unperturbed by it. Like, he didn't feel like he even had to flex. That's how confident he is in himself, right? Like, he has, a pistol on one side, he's got a sword on the other side, like, doesn't bother him for a second, right? And, but you could kind of get the sense that this man will treat you how you would like to be, sort of treated, right? It's that two-way street. And, looking at the, if wood could glimmer, this ship would be shining. I mean, it is in great shape.
Sal actually, something kind of like dawns on him, and he shuffles back to the gangplank and said, that was incredibly rude of me. I'm sorry. My name is Sal. I appreciate you answering my questions. And just, he sticks his hand out, and it's like really drippy because he's a ribbit. So he kind of like brushes it off on his cloak and does it again.
Jasper puts his hand out and says, nice to meet you, Sal. I'm Jasper Calloway. And then he kind of pulls his hand away and he looks at it. He doesn't even wipe it on his shirt. He's like, don't worry, that don't bother me none. I live on the water, my friend.
Sal's kind of like, aw, and moseys on.
And you can see Jasper kind of, steps off the plank ever so slightly, still obviously there, making sure no one monitoring who's kind of going on and off, but, is not, blocking it directly.
Okay.
All right. Ariel is, I guess, walking off, looking for a big red captain. A big red captain in a very nice hat.
Gorgeous hat.
Gorgeous.
Can Sal pop back into Jorgen's place for a second and just be like, I was looking for a really nice hat. Anywhere around here I could buy, like, is there a haberdashery? Is that the place that sells hats? I actually don't know.
A haberdashery would be a place that sells hats. So
yeah, Sal would ask Jorgen for a haberdasher.
Jorgen, God, what did he sound like? I'm sorry, sir. I don't know anything like that. Though I don't think we have a haberdashery here. I think that you'd probably have to go out of the harbor to find something like that.
Sal tips him.
I'll say, you see this bald spot right here? I'll say I should probably get one myself. If you can go help me out, I'd appreciate it.
Sal takes a note. 2 hats. Okay. Sal's curiosity has been
just get a third one, it'll be a hat trick.
Ooh.
Hey yo.
Somebody couldn't help it.
Sal's curiosity has kind of been satisfied, so he just kind of like steps back to the group and, well, cool ship, but I didn't really learn anything. I mean, if we need to get somewhere, seems like the Ashen's Crown could be a way. I don't know where we're headed, though, because we don't know anything more about Maz, other than Maz's sacrament wasn't prepared, or was.
As you guys are talking, you kind of see the ship in the background. Some of your eyes linger on the ship, and it seems like it's not ready to go right now, but they're definitely making progress, right? You see that they loaded a bunch of cargo. You see some of it stacked, even on the top level of the ship, and you just get the sense that they're probably about done with that step.
I think we need to find the captain before they leave because the captain got the ship from that piratey guy, and he had a document with Maz's name on it. I think that they might be connected in some way, and I'm worried that if we let this captain leave, then we'll never know what his connection to Maz was. Should we go and try to find him at the Deadeye Saloon?
I kind of wanted to look at the warehouse that people kept mentioning.
Yeah, we can do that too.
Is this the warehouse right by us?
Right here.
Most of us. Yeah.
Is there any way to look in without opening the door?
What do you think? They have windows on the ground? Sal, come on.
Upon first glance, you just see doors. You do not see open windows. There is no easy way to take a look inside.
Can I try to open this front door quietly?
Skulkily.
Certainly can.
Okay. Do I roll for something, or is it just open, or?
No, just try it.
Oh, gotcha. Like in Roll20.
You're a thieving type, right?
If I click on the door, nothing happens. It just wiggles.
Yeah, definitely locked. Very locked.
Got it.
Like, it is locked, and you get the sense, because your experience with these things, that it is locked tight. Like, you see now as you tried it, there's not just the handle, there's multiple locks.
Can I pick them?
You could attempt.
But seeing the person bending over there at the main doorway, Hilo points out that there are doors on the sides, since he's walked around here a little bit while they were talking.
Okay.
And says, maybe not the one that everyone can see from the front.
Okay. Not Hilo. Sal will stop, like pulling out his little lockpick set, puts them back away, and then goes to Hilo. Can I try this door?
This time make a what would it be? I guess what, a finesse roll, right? Tinker. That sounds right.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Am I rolling to pick the lock, or just attempting to open the door quietly, or what am I?
Svetlana will be like guarding him as well, and like blocking him from view of the people in the pier.
Am I rolling to lockpick, or just attempt to open the door? What am I?
Did you try the door yet?
I clicked on it, and it just wiggles at me.
Yeah, it's definitely very locked as well.
Can I attempt to pick the lock?
Give it a shot.
Okay, I'm going to use pick and pull, my rogue ability that gives me advantage to pick the lock. It is a 20 with fear.
Oh, you start to you're working the lock. You've got a lot of experience with these. You feel like little kind of like click, 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 like sort of the little things that indicate that you're actually getting somewhere. And all of a sudden, it's like, and it turns over. You go to open the door, and there's another damn lock. You only got one of them. Like, it's got to be a deadbolt behind, and you can't even see it, right? And then as you do that, all of a sudden you hear, a person behind you. Hey guys, I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Turn around.
It's a ghost.
As you turn around, you see, it's, a human person, right? It's a man, relatively young, indistinct, doesn't seem to carry any sort of air about them, indicating anything that says that they're particularly special. But what the first thing that strikes you is that there's a look of concern on their face above, everything else. And then as you look towards them, the person says, Have you seen who's going in and out of this place?
Ooh.
I'll say I've heard rumors that those people in cloaks and hoods come in and out of this place. I don't know if I'd want to go in there if I were you.
Do you know what they're doing? What's this? Do you know? What is this for?
I'm not sure, but last time I saw a group of these hooded figures go in, they brought somebody with them, and I never saw them come out.
Who did
So
they?
when they
What did the person? Who did they bring in? What did the person look like?
Sorry, it was at night. I couldn't really see, but I'll tell you that when I saw them go in, it was like a knife on their cloak as they went inside. They were carrying torches, and I just get the sense of dread as I walk by. I've lived here all my life, and I would not want to find what's on the other side of that door.
Sal will put his lockpick kit back in kind of his satchel. Thank the random person.
You're welcome. I'll say, please be safe. I'll say, my name is Cass, and if there's ever anything I can do to help, please let me know. But I must go. I'll say I have to go back to my ship, to my work. And then you see Cass kind of like, scurry off, hurriedly, kind of sort of like keeping his head down a little bit, looking around, shoulder over shoulder, obviously very alarmed and nervous.
Where do we see Cass go? Is Cass going to the Ashen Crown?
Nope, just off down towards the dock, towards one of the smaller ships.
Okay. Well, what do you think? What should we do?
You can't get in?
I might be able to try again, but it seems like whatever is locked in here is wanted to be hidden.
I really feel like Maz could be in there, and I don't want to leave knowing that she could be in there being tortured or goodness knows what. But I could maybe use the other side of my axe to try to knock this bolt out of the door that's holding it in. It might make some sound, but we could pretend we're having some sort of bar fight or something. If somebody comes to investigate, we can just say, I pushed you into the door and it broke. Yes? No?
I'll, being the newest one in the party, kind of like looks around, waits for answers from the others.
We could try talking to more people in the area to see if we can get any more information about what's going on.
Yes.
We could try the tavern.
That seems like a good place to talk to people. Yes.
And tavern is like up this way.
North.
You'd actually
It's
say
not on the
tavern. Yeah, it's not on the map, but basically
Oh,
you
it's
walk
off
down
that
this way,
Okay.
and then I'll bring you on over.
Beachfront Tavern.
Okay.
Delightful.
And as you guys are looking around again, the Ashen Crown catches your eye again, and you don't see all of them, but some of the sails they start to fully unfurl. So again, just preparing for the voyage. Again, doesn't seem like it's not leaving right now, but you get the sense that certainly on its way to prepare.
Wait,
But we don't see the captain.
No, definitely no
Yeah.
captain.
Okay, because
Do
I was looking
we-
for the captain also.
If I kind of like sneak around the docks here, like even the way, like all the way around this ship that's still being built, that sort of thing. Do I see a red daemon in a fancy hat? Do I see, like, if I'm looking all around, or
No,
okay.
no red daemon and fancy hat. Not over there. There's a person standing at the very end of the dock as you walked your way over that way, but
Anything interesting?
it is not a daemon.
Anything interesting about that person?
It looks like person kind of looking out at the water. You don't see anything that jumps out.
Okay. Can I approach him for a second and just ask him if he's is a guy? Ask him if he's okay.
Yep.
Okay. Beautiful day, huh?
I couldn't agree more.
Hmm.
I'll say I love to come out here and listen to the waves and watch the water. So there's no place quite like Kraken's Harbor out there.
Yeah, it's not what I'm used to, but I think there's something beautiful about that, seeing things that you've not often seen. Or maybe in your case, seeing things that you see often. I think there's beauty in both.
I think the goal is to see things you see often in a new way. And if you can see them for what they are each day, that's what makes life worth living. He kind of, he's not disengaged from the conversation, but you can tell that this is something that he, really enjoys. And this is, calm, kind of peaceful for him. And, you engage in the conversation just as easily. He's happy to sit there and kind of watch the water and enjoy the scenery.
Sal kind of watches the water with him for a little bit. And then when it feels like there's been a moment between, like just a quiet moment, kind of saunters back off. All right. To the tavern then?
Da. Behind you.
I'm totally thirsty. Funny, because you're not entirely sure you've ever seen him actually drink.
No. All right. So as you guys walk towards the Deadeye Saloon, I mean, it looks pretty much like a dive, right? Like it certainly is sturdy, but it is the opposite of the Ashen Crown in pretty much every way you could imagine. This place is not well kept. There are just little tidbits falling off here and there. Again, still looks sturdy, but they are not going for looks. You see main entrance, directly in front of you. There are some, windows at various, places. You see some folks kind of milling about, going, in and out. And as the day, it continues to, progress, it seems like it doesn't matter what time it is. They be people drinking, going in and out, and going in here to have a good time. And from here, I leave it up to the players.
What kind of door is it?
Hilo pauses outside, listening to see if there's someone singing or telling stories from within.
You hear that? Like you can kind of like hear, you can't make out what's actually being said, but there's clearly some sort of music. Sounds like some sort of stringed instrument that they're, playing with. Something like that.
Okay.
Svetlana has kind of snuck over to the window and would like motion to her her fellow teammates and say, I think I see the daemon in there. He has red skin and he has horns, so I think that might be the captain.
Well, let's not all go in at once and draw attention. Who would like to enter first?
What kind of doors are they?
Just two double doors in front of you.
Doors.
That's
Yeah, I
what
gotta be honest. They're you can easily open them. I mean,
No, I'm just
for a
wondering.
band of adventurers, you can handle this.
Are they saloon doors? This is important to my
Oh
entrance.
no, they're not saloon doors. No,
Okay.
no, they're just like two doors. You can push them. They're you can kind of see through the middle. They don't meet super well, so there's like a little crack that you could certainly peek through if you were so inclined. Certainly the smells of a dive bar are coming on through, which is certainly some sort of mixture of yeasty beverages, like such as beer or even like wine. It probably not the cleanest place you've ever seen or been to. So
Well, this isn't Muriel's first time in a dive bar. It may not even be her first time in this one. Memory's a little hazy.
Good.
That's what
Happy
bars
to-
typically do to you. Yeah.
Yeah. Happy to head on in and scope the place out.
I think Svetlana will follow behind, but not like super closely. And she'll kind of be stumbling like she is already somewhat intoxicated. And she kind of stumbles across the room, sits down in one place, gets up, kind of, meandering around. And I think eventually she'll end up sitting next to the daemon at the bar and just be like, can I get a water, please?
the bartender, notices her, stumbling on in and says, Well, hello there, honey. Seems like you've already had quite a day. Say, no problem. I'll get you some water. And gets like a jug that, clean enough. Not, perfectly so. Pours it into a glass that, again, clean enough. I would say not so much dirty as obviously has seen a lot of usage, right? You keep it clean as you can, but over time it just looks a little bit worn, kind of like slides it on in front of you. There you go. Don't worry about it, doll.
Leave the
And-
bottle.
and she slides the whole jug on over, and then sort of goes back and continues serving the various patrons at the bar. She doesn't really blink an eye. I mean, this is not the first time she's seen or serviced somebody who's obviously looks to her to be inebriated.
Sorry, buddy. I lost the drinking game, and talk about gambling, right? Oh, any experience with that?
And you're talking to the daemon next to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you. Every now and then, you have too many. Ugh, that'll put anybody over the edge. And you hear like a and he lights up like a very fat cigar, like pretty much like right in front of your face, like takes a big puff and poof, kind of blows it in the air. Not at you, not trying to be rude or anything, but you can tell this is something that he enjoys. There's a very, very large pint in front of this guy right now, and says, well, I hope it was worth it. And his voice is kind of like shows that he's obviously been a smoker for like a long while, and you can see that he puffs on this cigar like with such effortlessness that he doesn't even need to think about it, and looks over and says, well, you should probably keep drinking that water then, huh?
Yes. And then she like chugs the water from the bottle, and it's like dripping down her face, like just trying to get as much water as possible. And I would assume she's pretty good at this because, she's had hard days where, she's had to chug water to, not dehydrate. So she's pretty good at it.
And he looks over and says, there you go, atta girl. I'll say I'm surprised somebody like you can't hold their booze a little bit better, huh? Somebody your size.
You should see the other guy.
Hey, I know that well. Because, when you look over towards this daemon, I mean, he is also an imposing figure, even for Svetlana, because Svetlana is already quite tall. But this guy, you're hunched over. He's at least as tall, if not taller. Like, he is an imposing figure. Not intimidating, though. Not certainly trying to exert anything over somebody, but, just a large being. And then he goes back to, puffing on his cigar, takes a sip of his pint, and you can see him looking over, towards the bartenders. Is, hey, Maria, we got any of those potatoes back there?
Potatoes. That's the cure for any hangover.
I'll tell you what, you should try these things. I know that everyone likes to talk about, the drinks in this place. They want to talk about if I can remember the name myself, because I made it up. I need to look at my notes. This is embarrassing. Oh, God. Why can't I find it? The blue? No.
The drink?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm blanking now.
Storm.
Mystic Storm? Myth? It was an M word, right?
Storm's Mercy.
Storm's Mercy.
Yeah.
I know this place is known for the Storm's Mercy, but I'll tell you what. You can get the best dead saloon baked potato. Ooh, man. You haven't had it till you had it. And Maria, can we get 2 of those, please?
Thank you, friend.
And he kind of like, just taps her on the shoulder very gently. And then Maria says, looks over, and you hear her say, is that all, Demir? He says, yeah, that'll be all for right now. I appreciate it. And you see her kind of, go towards the back. And you assume that she's probably going to, go put in an order or, get the food somehow.
So how long have you been around here?
I'll tell you that this is the place. If I could have a home base, this would be it. I'll say I'm actually I'm a lowly, captain of a little ship, and I just kind of go where the tides take me. And right now, I'm, here waiting to sail off on my next, journey. And for right now, I'm, just trying to relax before the ship is ready. And once all that's done, we'll be heading on off. So, what brings you to Deadeye Saloon?
Well, mostly the water. I had this bad game of drinking with my friend, and well, they kind of passed out. So I said I would come to the bar and get some water. But this year's just for me. I'll get them some stuff later. But I've been here for a few hours. We just docked, right down the way. Are you from the Archduke? Is that your vessel? Making up a vessel.
Yeah. No. My little ship is it's actually called the Ashen Crown. I was going to say we're very proud of her. She's not much to show, but she gets us where we need to go.
The Ashen Crown. That big vessel out there is yours?
Well, I won. She's been mine for some time now, and she gets me where I need to go, and I don't like to gloat. I know that she's an imposing figure out there, but she's a great ship. And honestly, if it wasn't for the crew, it wouldn't be as good. The crew's even better than the ship.
Wow. And how did you come by such a vessel like that with such a great crew and a young person like yourself?
Well, you know how we started off by saying, I got to be careful of those gambling games. I'll tell you that one person did not do well. When I came here, even as a young person, that I got engaged in this very saloon in a game of poker one night. And as the evening went on, my opponent at the time, God's bless him, kept drinking and drinking. And for me, I did not. As the night went on, the bets just got higher and higher, and eventually, that's how she became mine. I ended up winning that with just 2 pair, ace high.
She does a slow clap for him. Amazing. Quite a success story you have there. I can't believe. Did you know the guy that you took the ship off of?
No, didn't know him well at all. I only knew him from around these parts by word of mouth. I got started here as just the ship's hand and was helping out and was first mate on a number of any number of smaller vessels. And I came to get to know him, though, and you'll probably see him wandering around these parts. And if you ever find him, you'll never stop hearing from him.
Yeah, I think my friend might have met him down by the docks earlier. I think I know who you're talking about.
Did you see him? He's got a big hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say it doesn't matter what kind of time of day you find him. He's probably drowning himself. Again, not in the water.
Yeah. Poor fella. You kind of wish you could do something for him. Does he seem to be like hanging around with the wrong crowd or something? I mean, he didn't seem like he was doing too well.
He floats from place to place, and it's actually as sad a story as could be told. Once he lost that vessel, he tried to get himself back on his feet, but he found himself at the bottom of a bottle instead. He's been a beggar ever since then, and I throw him some coin here and there, but alas, the only place it goes is back to the bar. And I wish we could do more for him, and we've tried giving him a couple of opportunities, and each time, he ends up gambling it away, and it's a shame.
That is a shame. Speaking of coin, what kind of trades are you doing around here? What's the best way to make coin for a shipman like yourself?
Depends on whatever comes my way. I do pretty much any work that pays well and is on the right side of the law. And I'll tell you that whether it's a straight escort, shipping cargo, I've done any number of jobs over the years, and I look for what's going to pay well and keep my ship on the ocean because I feel like spending too much time on the land, it weakens my crew. I don't think we are strong as when we spend too much time on the land.
Yeah, I can see that about you. You seem like a very straightforward person. Speaking of the escorts that you do say, you wouldn't have happened to been carrying a ferry from Skyland recently here, have you?
No, not recently. Actually, my most recent mission was a simple escort mission. I was bringing some merchants' goods right here from Kraken's harbor through Silent Bay, going over to Cogsburg.
That's what you just came from there, or that's where you're headed?
That was my last job, and then from Cogsburg, I came back here.
From Cogsburg, you say?
Mm-hmm.
And what did that entail, if you don't mind me asking? Of course, it's highly personal. That's fine.
No, I'll tell you, that was actually one of the toughest jobs I've had in a while. It was a simple escort mission, but all of a sudden, my crew were out on the water, we're going through Silent Bay, and a dark mist started coming over the water out of nowhere. Never seen anything like it. And then, seemingly out of nowhere, it was like these people came right out of the water, and next thing I know, my ship was being boarded by folks in hoods and cloaks. Never seen anything like it. And even worse, one of my crew members at the time, Mateus, he was at the helm. He started turning into the black mist. And I'll tell you, right then and there, I grabbed my sword and stuck him through because I knew that guy was no longer on my side.
So the mist, it turned him?
I'm not sure, or I thought myself, honestly. I just thought he was a turncoat. I think the whole thing was a ruse. He was one of my newer crew members. And then as these others came onto my ship, I saw the hooded figures as they came up on. It was there was a knife symbol right on their cloaks, and ever since then, I've seen them start to overcome the docks, more and more ever since that job. And as I came back, I see them around more and more frequently.
Not the jagged knife, surely.
Oh, that jagged knife? I'll tell you, that's exactly what it was. And I don't care to cross them again. But at that night, after my crew and I fought off the rest of them, we actually saw a wizard right there on our ship. He was demanding the cargo that we had. We didn't even know what was inside.
Oh my goodness, what did you do? Did you give it to him?
As he demanded the cargo, I was able to. By that point, we had gotten most of the jagged knife subdued. We had killed a number of them. Most of them were out of the way. And as I pulled out my pistol to try to shoot the wizard, he made the demand. And then as I pulled the trigger, he disappeared right in front of my eyes. I've never seen anything like it.
That's an incredible story.
Yeah. And I'll tell you that ever since then, when I gotten back, I keep seeing more of these folks around and around. And to be honest, I think there's got to be something going on inside the town.
Yeah. I was kind of thinking that as well. Just looking around at the docks, I saw a lot of people in these cloaks just wandering up north. Hey, you wouldn't happen to know what that warehouse is being used for, right?
Mm-mm. Have you looked at that warehouse? Have you gone inside?
No, I haven't. I was just curious. It has this kind of mysterious aura to it. And, I've only been here for a few hours, so I wasn't sure. People seem to be scared of it, but it's just wood.
Only the most experienced fighters should be interested in going that way. Because I'll tell you what, that's a dangerous place.
How so, my friend?
As night falls and as it gets later in the day, I only see more and more folks going in and out. And the folks that I see going in are not the good sort. I see cargo moving in and out, but always under the cover of darkness. And it is the jagged knife. I know it mostly from whispers. I have not been in there myself, but after that experience I had on the water, I'd do anything to get back at him.
Yeah, I bet you would. Say, you're not an experienced fighter yourself, are you?
Oh, I try to stay on the other side of the law these days. I don't worry myself with fighting. I defend myself when needed. But I'll tell you what, Are you interested in trying to go after the jagged knife? Why do you ask of them?
I had a friend who, well, to tell you the truth, I think she was kidnapped. I came here just, a few hours ago hoping to find some trace of her, but no luck so far. I feel like these jagged knife people might be mm, part of this somehow. I don't know. I'm just trying to piece it all together, really. But yes, if I had to, if blows came to blows, I'd be willing to fight for her.
I don't see them in the kidnapping game as often. I always thought it was more of a profit making scheme. But I'll tell you that I think things have been changing lately. I've seen shifts and changes around town and, new things popping up.
New things, how so?
Well, when I look around, sometimes I see these little symbols popping up on different buildings and, that weren't there before. And it's, strange. I've seen that jagged knife symbol, but these ones are new.
They wouldn't happen to be suns, would they?
How'd you know?
I just had a sneaking suspicion. I've seen this strange symbol. It's got a sun and some. It just feels off somehow. It reminds me actually of core, but not. I don't know if how to explain myself really, but there's something wrong about it. There's some sort of religious activity that's linked to these jagged knife people, and I don't really know what it is. Have you investigated it all?
No, no, no. I try not to get involved too much. I try to keep my head down and stay focused on the business. And, I focus on what is mine and, don't get involved in others' business. But the one thing that I won't stand for is when people come after my own. And given my experience, I certainly wouldn't hesitate. Would love to see somebody take care of those who have done me wrong here.
Oh, Boga, you're here. I thought you were passed out in the other room. I was gonna bring you some water.
I'm okay. I mistook the plant pot for a jug. I drank the plant water.
Oh, okay.
Um, what's going on?
Oh, this is my new friend Demir. He's actually the captain of that vessel we saw out there, that big one. I forget what it's called at the moment, but yeah, he's the captain. Said he won it in a game, but
Oh.
we were just talking about the jagged knife and how they seem to have a presence here in this town, and how they actually took over this guy's ship on his way here.
That's not good.
Yeah, not good at all. But he also said he's been seeing these sun symbols around town, sort of like the one we saw in that piece of paper.
The one that burst into flames. Yeah, I remember it.
Yeah, that one.
Then the bartender glances over at Boga and is like, "Hey there, could I get anything for you, hon?"
Who kind of just looks nervous and shies away behind Svetlana.
Oh,
Take
it's
a water,
okay,
please.
honey. Sure, I'll get you a water as well. And grabs the not clean jug and not clean glass and pours it over there again. I don't know why it pours like this apparently. But yeah, pours slides the water on in front of Boga.
Say, Demir, how much longer do you have here at the port? When are you leaving?
I'd imagine my ship should be ready sometime in the next few hours. I was gonna say we were hanging out here for a while, getting all the cargo, which was delayed, getting into her for our next trip. And once I'm done here, I'm gonna walk my way back over to the vessel, and that way we can get on.
Say, in those few hours, would you be interested in checking out the warehouse with me if I can give you my honor that I would help you fight these jagged knife people?
And then Maria comes over and just hands over like 2 plates with like the most gorgeous baked potato you've like ever seen in your life. It's like just like the perfect size. Like it's not giant, right? But just enough, like absolutely steaming. It's got like, all various toppings, little bits of kind of like savory meat on top. Some sort of like sauce that, vaguely reminiscent of butter. You don't know exactly what it is, but the smell is just like spot on. And just sort of makes your stomach grumble. And she says, "Here you go, guys. You enjoy." And then she, goes back over and, actually, sorry, Demir drops a couple of coins onto the counter. Say, "There you go, hunt. Keep the rest there, Maria." And then Maria goes, back on over.
Can Sal try to steal Svetlana's potato?
I was gonna say that she already has
Uriel
cut it in half.
approaches and is like, "Is that potatoes I smell?"
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what is it? What would it be? It'd be a you gotta roll for that one, buddy. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking it's gotta be a I guess what would it be?
Probably
like presence? Finesse? Yeah, finesse.
Okay. I also have advantage.
Note that I've gotten my knife out to cut it in half to share with Boga, so
Potato.
there's that.
Hold on.
Did you get your finesse roll there, buddy? Yeah, come on.
Yeah, I'm rolling.
Get them math rocks, baby.
Rolling.
That's a 21 with fear. Or no, sorry, 22 with
Cool.
fear.
Okay.
22 with fear. Okay, so
Do I roll a strength roll against him so that I can hold on to the potato?
I mean, well, so I mean, 20. That's pretty good. I mean, that's pretty. I was going for like a 10. I mean, you guys are in a bar, just sitting there eating food. I mean, it's not like super hard to like snatch. Right.
Also, to be clear, this steal is just Sal's tongue. Just
yeah. So Sal's tongue just like goes, whoosh, grabs the potato, pulls it back, and like it just goes like, and just like it's kind of like a cork in a bottle, like going to his mouth. Right. It makes a sound. Then all of a sudden you go. And he spits it back out again because it's so steaming hot.
I was just gonna say
because he rolled with fear. Because he rolled with fear. So you burned your tongue. Take 2 stress. No. And then I imagine Sal's still like, "Ooh, that was a very hot but good potato." And Maria, sort of gives like a side eye, kind of just like laughs it off, like, and you see her run back and run back to the back. Comes back to the front and just plops one more down and says, "Don't worry about it, honey." And just hands you guys one more. Says, "I've known Damir for years." I was going to say, this guy, I'll say, "I'm willing to give you guys one more in the house just for him."
You're so sweet, my dears. Thank
Sal's
you.
gonna eat the one off the floor, by the way. Like once it cools a little bit, like
worth it.
Svetlana will cut it in half. Actually, cut it in thirds and give a little piece to Uriel and a little piece to Boga.
Oh, bless your heart. I'm gonna need my own plate.
Well, this will tide you over until the next one cooks. These are some of my friends, acquaintances. That one. Still getting to know him, but he just stole my food, so he's back down the ladder. But
Sal says hi with a really full mouth.
But back to the question at hand. Have you thought about it? Would you be interested in joining us if we are on the same mission?
Well, I'll tell you what. Well, I don't want to do it. I can help you get into that warehouse if you're interested. Sorry, storage house.
And how do you propose we do that?
Well, that place, if you've tried it, it's locked up tight. I'll say they keep those doors bolted at almost all times.
You say almost, like there is a time that they're not unlocked?
Well, there's times where they're not all bolted. They're still locked. But I'll tell you what helps. And you see him kind of pull back. He's got this gorgeous, large, because this is a large Daemon Bright jacket. And he goes and you see this kind of like pocket on the inside. And he reaches in and then he kind of like filters around for it. And he's like, "Wait, what? Where is it?" And he goes, "Oh, hold on." And then if you look, there's a hat on the bar right now. He left a hat on the bar. And there's a shiny skeleton looking key And at the very end of it, there's like a little circle. And within it, there's something that, to your eye, looks like a knife. But to somebody else's eye, maybe not. If you have that, I can tell you when you can get in.
Where did you procure something like this?
Well, let's just say I have my ways. That's something I'd keep for myself. I've been coming into Kraken's Harbor for a long time now, and we build up, different, relationships and, get to know the folks around. And you've got to be careful if you, don't want to, get caught.
Do I get the sense that this looks like Maz's skeleton key?
No.
Okay. So you can help us get in, but you're not willing to go in with us.
Yes, let's just say I'd like to stay out of the jagged knife if I can avoid it. However, if you want to go in and you can show me that you've gone in, perhaps we could make some sort of deal.
I'm interested. What kind of deal?
Well, is there anything that the captain of a small vessel like me could provide for all of you? Anything that you think could help?
Sal goes, more potatoes?
More potatoes.
More potatoes.
Ariel moves away a little bit to leave them to their conversation and flags the bartender to order one of those potatoes. And also asks, while she's there, if they've seen the old Captain Elric Rains around.
You're asking the bartender?
Yes.
Maria takes the order, runs to the back real quick. You see her run back, kind of come out. I mean, she's got this down, right? Like clockwork. Like she's been doing this for years. And says, "Oh, Elric, no, we don't usually see him till a little later. Then we can't get rid of him. That's sweet, sweet man."
Thank you, Maria.
I'll say no problem. Sam, what brings you over to Kraken's Harbor?
Business.
I'll say, oh, business? I was gonna say, are you here for the ships? You here to try to find work?
We're actually looking for an old friend. I mean, she's not old. I'm old. She's not.
Oh, well, I tell you what, I've been around here a long time. Is there anything I could do to help? I know a lot of people come in and out.
It's a fairy by the name of Maz.
Maz? I know Maz.
Is that a good thing?
Oh, of course. Maz and I have known each other for years.
Oh, same here. Same. She's a bit of a rapscallion. Always getting into trouble. Have you seen her recently?
Oh, I'll tell you what. Yeah, she was in here just not a few days ago.
She say where she was off to next by any chance?
I'll tell you what. I trying to remember. I'm not sure that she was saying. She didn't say exactly where she was going. I knew that she was here because she said she had something to do. I saw her come in with some folks that, I don't actually want to talk about. But then when I, heard her talking with some folks around, she didn't say she was going there, but she was asking about, what was that place? I can't remember.
But what about these people? What were they shady? Did she seem like she wanted to be with them?
Well, with Maz, it can be hard to tell sometimes. Think she was with them. I guess what I'd say is because she had to be. I'm not sure that she wanted to. I felt that she was, I don't know if I could say safe.
Okay.
But I'll tell you, then you see Maria kind of like glance towards the, far back corner of the bar, kind of over this way. It's like, I think somehow she was with some folks, maybe with that guy, kind of looks over there, but please don't tell anybody that I said that.
Of course I wouldn't. I appreciate your help. Because Maz is a dear friend. And
Oh, yeah.
okay.
Oh, for sure. And I'll tell you what, that with Maz, you never know what you're gonna get. And I'll be honest that years ago, Maz actually would help me smuggle things around throughout Kraken's harbor. And I'll tell you, she did it because she needed to get by. But she always wanted to, help out anybody who needed help. And I think she does really have like a good heart.
Yeah, she's a good bean.
Yeah, well, I hope you enjoy your Dead Saloon baked potato, and let me know if I could get you guys anything else.
Will do. Thanks so much for your help.
Of course.
Ariel didn't mean to actually interrupt the other conversation. I was just trying to
Oh, no.
find out if the
Good.
other.
I'm glad you had that conversation first.
Could Sal hear that from where he's sitting, or is this guy playing the is that a lute? Mandolin?
Yeah, it's like I mean, yeah, he's playing music, yeah.
Could Sal
He's sitting by the piano, but he's playing the lute.
Could Sal hear the conversation Uriel just had?
Yeah, no, I mean, he's not, it's not particularly crowded, right now. It's getting, later in the day. We've been talking for a while, exploring. You can, kind of look outside, and you see it looks like the sun is beginning to set, and it's getting to that point of what would you call it, more twilight, right? Like so, like it's days progressing, and some more people are filtering in, but it's not bumping just yet.
Is this the person that Maria was talking about
Yes.
in the back corner? Okay.
And that
So-
person, you didn't notice them on the way in. As a matter of fact, it was sort of like a darker, kind of corner. But, now she pointed it out and now you notice, but she didn't notice on the way in.
Okay, gonna take my potato and make my way over to this table. Like I was just looking for a place to sit and eat my potato, and naturally, Pazu curled up in the corner behind me. See if anything catches my interest while I am enjoying my baked potato.
So are you trying to like look and see if anything catches your interest, or you're just kind of casually glancing? Like, give me a sense.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it on the down low, just kind of seeing what's back here while I have, I'm focused on the potato mostly.
Okay. Mostly potato. Could you give me an instinct roll?
Sure. It's a 16 with fear.
So you look over and you see this guy who, very quickly to you, appears to be capable of maybe some not nice things. You get the sense that he's got a short sword, definitely armed. You feel like you see perhaps like another dagger in his boot, like he's rather well armed, and his eyes kind of like linger on different folks in your group, as they kind of came in, and you see him particularly interested in the conversation between Svetlana and Captain Demir. You don't know that he can necessarily hear everything that's happening, but certainly he's watching. And, you get the sense that he's keeping an eye on you guys, and he kind of gives you like side eye towards you. And you think he kind of knows that you're also watching him at the moment.
Ilo came in separately and pointedly hasn't talked to anybody else and is kind of hanging over here on the other side of the bar, listening into conversations and casually, ordering something quietly and just trying to listen in. So he hasn't actually like peered at this person over here and trying to figure out what's going on. But when any one of his partners kind of look his way, he gives a very subtle shake of the head, to not include him in their discussions just yet, as he's trying to, scope things out.
Maria, the bartender, kind of goes over and goes, "Hey there, honey. How you doing today? Is there anything I could get for you?"
What do you recommend?
Well, I'll be honest. I'm not sure what a clank would like to drink from the bar, but I'll be happy to get you anything if we have it.
Hilo's eyebrow twists up, kind of like, really? And motions towards the guy playing music over there. Whatever he would have would be fine.
Oh, sure. I'll say no problem. Just give me 1 second. You see, Maria kind of go over back towards the middle, the main spot of the bar. And when I say this thing is like put together, like she's a machine, like, just like grabbing things from here and there. Like it's almost as though she has an extra arm. And you see her like talking to the patrons, like over here towards like the left hand of the side of the bar. She's just like, chit chatting a little bit, like, hey, how you doing? Oh, how's it going? Things like that. And just mixing this thing in front of you. Shakes it up, glasses in front, she's pouring it in, and then she walks back over to Hilo and just goes, slides it over the counter, goes, here you go, honey, enjoy your Storm's Mercy.
And he kind of wafts it in front of his nose, dips a finger in it, and then sets it back down.
And just for a little flavor, it's it's bright blue, the cocktail. The mug looks cracked, but nothing's leaking. It has black sea salt on the rim. Fancy looking.
He actually uses his finger to get the salt off the part he's going to drink from because, salt water isn't good for clanks. So he's a little careful with that and then takes a sip.
What do you think?
And he sets it back down.
I'm glad you like it, honey. I'll say that'll just be 2 gold pieces, please.
And he puts down 3.
Thank you so much. Oh, I appreciate it. And you see her kind of go back towards like the middle. She's got like a jar kind of like under the counter. You're like clink, 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 clink. Puts it right in there. And then, goes back to again, working.
If Sal moves down like in front of the musician and kind of back towards these stairs, does anybody look at him?
Nope. Everyone's chit-chatting at the bar. And musicians playing. People kind of focused on that. The guy in the far corner, is still kind of focused more on the rest of the party. Doesn't notice Sal, and was more taken aback because the person in that corner noticed Uriel peeking at him.
Okay. Can if Sal starts to move up these stairs, anybody stop me?
Nope.
Okay. What's through this door? What am I looking at?
So you kind of go back and it just looks like the back of a, the back of a bar or restaurant. There's any number of, doors and, things like that. And he looks pretty standard. You assume there's got to be a kitchen back there. Full disclosure, this actually doesn't have like a proper kitchen. There should be. So let's just use, our imagination, where she's getting the potatoes from.
Well,
But
clearly the kitchen is on the lower floor.
underneath.
Thank you.
There, yes.
That's what I was thinking.
Perfect. No. See, so there's an
ocean nightmare, but cool.
Yeah. Sorry, because all the doors should be. Some of the doors should be closed for sure. But certainly you don't really see anybody. Although you do. It just looks like some hallways, some extra rooms. You're not sure what's back there.
Gotcha. Come back down, and Sal's actually going to go out the door. And then sneak and peer in through this window at this guy. Just little frog eyes, just peeking in through the window.
At this guy.
This guy. Are you looking for anything in particular?
It's more like keeping an eye out. More like
keep an eye out.
If he does anything, I'm nearby, that sort of thing.
As a ribbit, your eyes are kind of always out.
There you go.
Okay. He does not take any notice of Sal, looking in the window, looking at him. He's more focused on what's happening in the bar.
Okay. Is the window open or closed, by the way?
It should be open. If it's not open, it should be. And then all of a sudden, Maria kind of walks back over towards where Captain Demir is. Then she sees, Uriel off in the corner. Is like, hey, hon, I remember what Maz was telling me.
Uriel clenches her teeth to not flinch with Maria yelling across the bar about Maz. Be right there.
Bogus slightly spills the jug of water. Just a little bit with a bit of a jump.
Maria goes into total, just again, automatic mode, like starts cleaning it up. It's like, oh, hon, I remember. She didn't say she was going there, but she was asking about the endless forest. I don't really know anything about that spot, but I remember her mentioning that, and that's, I don't know. I'm not sure other than that. Okay, that's all I remember. And then she continues, kind of cleaning up, and then grabs another, glass and pours it in for
The
Boga.
endless forest. What would she be doing there?
Did I hear that? I assume since I'm like literally right next to them.
Yeah, she's not trying to be discreet. She doesn't think this is a private conversation. She's just chit chatting like she would with any other patron.
And how long ago was that, Maria?
Oh, I'm sorry. The days, they just blend together. I feel like sometime maybe in the last few days, maybe the last couple weeks. I'm so sorry, hon. I wish I had could nail it down, but I'm not sure. I don't see much daylight in this place.
Oh, no worries, no worries. Thanks for the info all the same. Slipper, a gold piece.
Oh, thank you so much. I'll say I appreciate it, hon.
And the potatoes are incredible.
Oh, I'll tell you what, it's one of our best things here. I can't get enough of them myself.
Gonna go finish that now.
Say, Demir, you wouldn't happen to be going to the Endless Forest, would you?
Well, actually, that's my next destination. I'll say the cargo I've got right now. It's a pretty standard job, but I'll be bringing it over and heading on, dropping it off at a port over at the Endless Forest. Yeah, that's actually where I'm off to next.
And you haven't been doing any dealings with these folks in cloaks?
Oh, no, you couldn't pay me enough money. I'll tell you. There's nothing I don't like. Nothing I hate more than those who live on. It's one thing to smuggle some goods, right? It's another thing to take another's life.
Agreed. And say, you wouldn't have any room on your voyage to take us there as well, would you? If we were to need to come along? We could pay our way.
It is a big ship. I'll tell you. There's something I think I'd like more than money.
Is that the for us to go into the warehouse?
Well, if I had any guess, I bet you there'd be something very valuable within that warehouse.
So what you're saying is, if we go into this warehouse, you'll guarantee we can have a quick escape off of this harbor?
As my ship gets ready, we're almost there. I believe we could probably hold off long enough if you so choose.
It's a very good deal. Okay, hold that thought, and I'll talk with my friends, and I assume you'll be around here for a few more minutes at least.
Yes, I still have, he holds up his very large pint glass. There's a good glug left in the bottom there. He's still puffing on that cigar. It's, so fat that you could probably smoke that thing for hours. And, he kind of indicates that, he's still going to have some time.
Yeah, thanks for the conversation, my friend. And the potato, I'm feeling a lot better already. And I hop off the stool and I make my way over to this chair over here because out of the corner of my eye, I saw a sun symbol on the ground. So I'm just going to sit there. I'm not going to look at it directly, but I'm going to sit here with the intention of kind of investigating that symbol that I see on the ground.
Can you roll for instinct?
That is 11 plus 8, 19 plus 1, so 20 with hope.
Yeah, take a hope, and it is first, again, you get the impression of kind of warmth within your chest because it reminds you of, that symbol of core that, is so deeply meaningful for yourself. But then it just as rapidly changes to a sense of foreboding as you sort of see these sort of perverted version of it, right? That it is kind of twisted and, it's almost hard to put the words, but there's something off about the entire thing. And then you're not sure if it's real or not, but as you look at it, it's like there's just a shimmer or a glow as you glance at it, but it just as quickly, fades away. And there's actually like slight burns around it. as though like it was actually on fire at some point, but it's hard to, place.
Okay. I would kind of look around the room and try to make eye contact with anybody else who is like maybe Boga or Sal or Uriel to just kind of like call them to me or, say that there's something interesting over here.
Can I roll to see if Boga notices?
Yeah, you can. Sorry, you can. Yeah, you can roll. Sorry.
I picture
I'll
Boga
zoom in.
sitting on the bar stool, and she's little.
Swinging her legs.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Kicking her heels against the.
Yeah. So you would do an instinct roll, Boga.
Oh, look at me. Fool. Okay, that's 16 with fear.
So you because right, you were rolling to see if you noticed Svetlana kind of looking around, right? Oh, you definitely notice. You see that she's kind of trying to like do like the like thing with her eyeballs of like come over here, right? And then as you do so, you do see this person in the corner kind of get up and start to walk across towards where Svetlana is.
Sal would like to climb through the window.
Easy enough.
Just kind of. Sal would like to kind of move like right here and hide behind the table.
Okay.
Did I see what the symbol was drawn in? Was it like burned into the wood, or is it like placed onto the wood with like marker, what have you?
It looks like it was actually like burned into the wood. Like it could have been that somebody carved it and then it was burned, or it was just like burned. It's not, totally clear, but there's definitely like an actual like indentation, in the wood.
Slyly, I'm just gonna like take my axe out and have it like resting on the ground on that symbol. And I'm gonna like make a little notch in the symbol, like just kind of carve through it.
So you're trying to break the symbol.
Yeah, essentially. If I can. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, no. So as you put your axe down right into the symbol and kind of like break the line, are you looking directly at it, or are you kind of doing it like kind of without people noticing?
I'm trying to do it without people noticing. So I don't think I'd be looking at it.
So yeah, so you're like looking over in like the opposite direction, right? You kind of take your hand and put it back beside you, and then all of a sudden you see more feel than see, but it's just like and it's just like you get the sense that there was a slight bit of heat coming from that area, and then it just rapidly dissipates. And you think in the corner of your eye you might have seen like a slight glow, and then you see this individual just kind of walk past, and kind of goes backwards behind the bar.
Can I attempt to follow him stealthily?
Hey, sure.
Okay. Do I need to roll anything?
Yeah. Let's. I mean, you're a stealthy guy, but I think we should roll for that.
Okay.
Let's do a. What's the sneaky one? I guess presence, finesse.
I think it's
probably
usually
finesse.
Yeah, finesse has
usually.
hide.
Yeah, it says hide. Yeah.
All right.
Trying to bring yours up. What do you have? What's your modifier?
+3 for finesse. That's my
Okay.
main stat. I would like to use my experience. I'd like to spend a hope and use my experience. No one really sees me.
Hit it. Yeah.
Okay. Spent a hope.
Gives you another +2.
+3 for this experience.
So you got +6.
I do have +6, and that is a 19 with fear.
Oh, baby, you sneaky. You are a sneaky sneak. I mean, there is no pitter patter on these feet this time, buddy.
I also, I was gonna say, because I'm wildborn, I move silently anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, and I have advantage actually. Hold on, let me add a few more numbers.
I mean, you already got it, but sure, let's do it. I love it.
That's a 20. That's a 22 now. Perfect.
That's a 22. All right, so like you really sneak. So like so much so that like it's actually incredible because like this is like Maria's like second home, and so much so that like she doesn't even really like see what's actually like going ahead and happening back here, right? Like she's just going about her business, and typically if somebody is going to be moving about, she at least knows. Like earlier, she knew you walked up there. She didn't really think about it. She didn't pay no mind. This time, though, doesn't even know.
Okay.
Did I get the sense that the guy was coming towards me, and then when I carved through the thing, he then changed direction, or was he always going to the back room?
He was coming towards you and then changed direction. You don't know why.
Okay.
Where did Sal see him go?
No, Sal, by the time Sal got back there, didn't see exactly where he went. You're just assuming kind of in one of the back rooms.
Okay.
Back here somewhere.
Can I check that door? Look inside.
I mean, are you just opening it? Just
open the door, see what happens.
Just open the door, see what happens. I love that for you.
I mean, I had a really good stealth roll, so I figured that's still in effect, right? Or do I have to roll again? I can roll again if I need to.
No, you just want to open it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Go ahead.
This is how we roll.
Do they see me?
Not yet.
Oh gosh.
I will
You had a good stealth roll.
close the door again.
Okay. It's a good thing it was a good stealth roll. I mean, I'm just saying, like, it was a good stealth roll.
Okay.
So how are you walking away?
I'm just kind of moving at my normal silent pace, just back to the stairs. That's it.
Cool. Okay. I like that. It's a good plan.
If I sneak a look at the symbol on the ground, is it still there? It's just no longer glowing, or does it look
Yes.
like it's changed?
No, it's still there. It looks more or less the same, almost carved into the wood with kind of like the burnt marks around it. But then you distinctly see where it was broken, and there's no shimmer or anything like that. Nothing suggesting that, it's magical in any way now.
I'll stand up and I'll go over to Boga. And I'll say, Boga, I think there was a symbol over there. And I made a mark through it because it seemed magical. And I was worried that maybe it was some sort of, I don't know, a token that somebody can use to travel here. And I remembered that the wizard was like kind of poofing everywhere. And I don't know, just I had this strange foreboding sense when I looked at it, and I carved through it. I hope that's okay. I thought maybe I didn't want the wizard to come here, and I didn't know if that's how he was getting around. But it's that same symbol that was on the paper, I think.
So you carved through a symbol without knowing what it did?
I can't explain it. It was a foreboding feeling in my chest. You know that feeling that you had in the dungeon? It was like that. I just knew it was bad.
Concerning.
I mean, you
sure
can go look at it now if you want, but
this symbol. Was it from the symbol?
What did you say?
Was it from the symbol? Are you
was
sure?
it the symbol of core?
Was the feeling coming from the symbol that causing it, or was it? Did it dissipate once you carved through it?
No, it's still there. But it was shimmery and magical before, and now it has nothing. It is just carved into the wood, and it has burn marks around it. Like the wood had been burned.
I'm gonna roll instinct to see if I recognize what's happening. I recognize what the burn marks might be from.
Okay. You can roll for knowledge.
Knowledge.
Yeah. I guess so. Yeah. It says, recall, analyze, comprehend.
Totally. That is a 6 with fear.
6 with fear. Yeah. So no. The answer is no. You don't know much of anything about this. It doesn't, seemingly, kind of like ring a bell. And then, on top of that, you see that somebody accidentally knocks over your glass at the bar, and your water spills everywhere.
Oh, book snacks. Oh,
So, Ariel, close enough to overhear the conversation, is trying to understand. Svetlana, you recognized it as Kor's symbol?
It's like a sun, but it's not. It has something inside of it which is corrupting it. It's like somebody perverted the core symbol.
I see. And it gave off almost literally a bad vibe.
Yes, it was very foreboding.
Okay.
You see Captain Demir sort of walk towards the whole group, and he approaches Svetlana in particular because that's who he's talked to the most. Says, "Well, let me know what you'd like to do, but I'll hand you off the key. Please return it to me, one way or the other. I'll be waiting on my ship."
Ansley's Riddle 3.
And then he leaves the bar. You see him walk out the door. You're assuming he's going back to the ship.
Sal is still watching the door that he opened and hoping, watching to see if anybody passes in his eye line that he can kind of get their attention, but he doesn't want to make any noise. So,
Well, Pazu has exceptional hearing. If you were to at Pazu, he'd probably pay attention.
I think due to what Sal saw inside the door, he's not willing to risk any noise at the moment. So he's kind of goes a little bit down the stairs where he can still see the door and kind of maybe waves at Pazu, that sort of thing. Just kind of trying to get Pazu's attention or something like that, and then goes back to being within sight of the door.
Yeah, Sal was in Pazu's line of sight, and Pazu, recognizing something that's a little off, sort of nudges Ariel, and they silently commune, and Ariel moves over toward the staircase with Pazu.
Sal goes down the stairs just enough to be maybe out of earshot of the door. Is there's a bunch of armed guys behind that door. The one in the corner that started moving towards Svetlana. I don't know what it means. I don't know if we should barge in or leave it alone, but
Were they wearing cloaks?
I only look.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Those are the only ones I could find.
Falls from above. Weren't you just in there earlier, Sal? I thought I saw you go by while I was getting my potato.
I didn't go into any rooms, but this time I opened the door and there was a lot of them. By the way, he's talking really quietly. I'm just not wanting to whisper into a mic. So
Whisper.
there's a lot of them, and I don't know why they were watching, but
Do you know how many?
5, maybe. I think it's 5. I feel like I saw 5.
This is where Toko would pipe in saying, "One for everybody, let's go."
Right. Okay. So Pazu is here just out of the way. I'm going to back up and relay the information to Svetlana so that Sal can continue
Sal keeps
quietly
Sal keeps
watching the door. Yeah.
You think we should go in there, Uriel?
Maria, the bartender, told me that strange man who was sitting in the corner was involved with the people that Maz was with. And Sal tells me through divine intervention that the people in the room are wearing the dark cloaks. And that's where he went. So that's a yes. I think we should go chat with them.
I will kind of motion to Boga to follow along. So she will come with us and go back to the stairwell.
Sal's positioned outside of the door and kind of pointing at it.
Okay. Ariel and Pazu will quietly make their way upstairs.
What do we do? Do I? So
Do you think you can open the door without them noticing?
I can try. How light or dark is this hallway? It looks pretty dark, but I want to see if that's correct.
Yeah, no, I mean it's again it's the bar's a dive. I mean there's some light coming in, but it's not particularly bright. But as you are standing outside the door, you actually just start to hear the handle slowly turn from the inside.
Okay. The table that I saw inside the door. How tall is it?
I don't know, knee height, 3 feet, 2
Okay.
feet.
Room enough for me underneath?
How tall's a ribbit?
Oh man, I don't remember how tall Sal is
Roughly.
supposed to be. If I was like if I was on all fours, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. As soon as the door opens, Sal is going to shadow step underneath the door, underneath the table. The door is going to open. Sal's going to be underneath the table in the room.
So, okay. I like that. That's great. Yeah. So do you have to do anything for that one? I don't think you do, right?
Just mark a stress. Boop.
Okay. So now you're under the table, though, to be clear.
Yes. And after I shadow step, which is going from darkness to darkness, I am hidden. So no one, even if they move into line of sight with me, no one sees me until I move or act.
Okay.
You know what?
So-
I hear you scream.
Yeah, this guy steps out of the door, closes it.
Well, shit.
Hmm.
I was trying to be out of the line of sight of the door, but not far enough.
Hey, what brings you back here?
Looking for the water closet.
There's no water closet back here. I'll say, get out of my way and go back to the bar.
What gives you the right to tell me where to go?
I don't think you know who you're talking to.
Well, no, I don't.
Correct. Yeah.
So he actually, and even as you say that, he starts to like walk forward, like essentially already like kind of shoving, not actually like shoving you, but like putting his arm up, kind of like he's just kind of like moving on. And then he starts to see Svetlana standing in the stairwell, kind of stops for a second just at the sheer size of her because Svetlana's large. And how tall is Svetlana again? Like
Over
what, like
6
7?
feet.
Okay. Yeah, like 6, 7 feet, like kind of, looks her up and down and, sizes her up essentially. Like,
Since now I've Ariel's moved up behind the guy, and he's a little bit blocked in there. She asks, "Did you want to tell us who you are?"
he looks over and, says, my name's Sable, but I don't take orders from you or anybody else in here. So I recommend that all of you just get out of my way and go on with your business.
Svetlana punches her hand to the wall, like blocking his way, and says, "Okay, well, who do you take orders from then?"
You actually, so sorry, you're, that's intimidation, right? Let's
Yeah.
do a, God, what would that be?
Probably presence.
Yeah, presence roll.
It could be strength, I guess, but probably presence.
Do presence.
That was so close to a critical success. 12 and 11. So 23 with hope.
With hope. Take a hope. You see his like resolve just like crack for like a second. And you actually understand that like, sure, this guy may know people, but like he ain't no threat for you. Right. And then he kind of like fixes his face essentially. Right. And is like, you don't want to know. And then you see him, he starts to walk forward, hesitates, stops, and then kind of waits to see what you'll do next, knowing that he can't actually push his way past you in any way, shape, or form. Notices the axe, very large axe that you have at your side, right?
I'm thinking that if you want to get out of here, you're going to have to answer some questions first. How does that sound?
You hear him kind of like getting like nervous, and he takes a couple, steps back, bumping into, I'm guessing, Uriel, who seems to be closing in with Pazzo.
Yes.
Okay. Kind of takes steps back towards the other, kind of corner. And
Definitely going to try to trip him if he went down the stairs.
Oh, yeah. Well, he backs towards the corner instead. And then you he obviously now the fear is starting to kind of like, settle in. He is armed. But given the folks that are surrounding him, you can tell that you're, seasoned, adventurer, still feeling intimidated from Svetlana, and kind of just sort of with trying to be intimidating, but says, you you'll regret that. You don't want to know, and I don't want to tell you.
Just tell us this then. Where's Maz?
Mass? I don't know any mass. Say I don't I don't
You
I
know.
don't I don't do anything with that. Okay. I just stay here. I just watch people. I just keep an eye on everybody. That's not what I do.
She was here with you. Our sources tell us that you were with her before she disappeared.
So many people come and go. I don't pay any mind. I'm just here to watch those who come into the bar, and that's it. That's all they tell me.
Watch people to come into the bar. What are you looking for?
And then he helps just the newcomers, the people that they want. They just give me the descriptions, and I tell them if they're here.
And did you tell them that we were here?
No, I haven't seen anybody. I haven't seen anyone. Please, just let me go. For if I tell you anything, they won't let me live.
Do I believe him that he hasn't told anybody?
You haven't seen him with anybody, right? You haven't seen him leave the bar. He's been there since you've been there. So, to your knowledge, I mean, it looks like, he hasn't been able to leave to go inform anybody that you're there.
And what was that symbol downstairs? I know you know the one I'm talking about.
They don't tell me anything about that. I just know it's theirs. That's their symbol. I don't know what they're doing with it. I just know that they take things and they take people. And that's all I get.
And you do this for coin?
Yes, of course. Making a living in Kraken's harbor, it's tough. Say I never had any coin. Say there's not that many well-paying jobs in the area, in the whole harbor, and I try, but this is the best I was able to do.
What do you think, Uriel? Do you think he's telling the truth?
What?
Do you wanna roll?
Well,
Yeah.
I was thinking like intimidate. What?
Oh.
Kind of
Like you want to
presence?
intimidate?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
That'd be present.
yeah, presence. Yeah.
Well, that's an 11 with hope.
So take a hope. And
gonna talk big and be like, I bet we can make him tell us some more.
and you get the sense that he seems to be telling you the things that he knows. I mean, he puts on this air that he is kind of like large and in charge, but you're less confident than when you initially saw him that he is as important as he may make himself seem.
Are the four people I'm in a room with doing anything?
Yeah, you just hear like kind of like talking. I mean, and you hear folks speaking about mostly like business transactions, like things kind of like that. Like we're shifting kind of like these goods from here to here. That there's a shipment coming in of I don't know, let's say gold, jewels, things like that coming in, and what they're doing to try to intercept that and keep it for themselves.
Have you been off Kraken's harbor lately? Or have you been here in this bar for a while?
No. All I do is I stay here. This is it. I'll say I don't leave Kraken's harbor for anything. I want as little to do with that as possible. I get my coin and that's it.
And you don't remember seeing a fairy come through here by the name of Maz?
I don't know any names, but a fairy, maybe. Yes.
Yes.
I think so. I think. I'm
Do
not
you know
totally
when
sure.
it was?
It was soon, recently. No, I don't know. In the
Recently, like
yes,
in the last
yes.
few days or today?
Oh, I think. Oh no, I think no, not today, not today. I think in the last few days. Yes, yes, yes.
And what can you tell us about the warehouse?
Oh, they never let me in there either. I don't know what they keep in there other than goods, but I get the sense that it is a dangerous place to be. They guard it so closely.
You know how many men go in and stay in there, and basically, do you know how many men will be in there if we try to go in there?
No. Oh gosh, I don't know. I know men go in and out, but I don't know how many stay. I don't know what time of day. Oh, I just they don't tell me that part. I meet up and they just tell me to keep an eye out, and that is it.
Well, if the intel you've told us is good, you won't see us again. But if it's bad,
Who
we know where to find
were
you.
you talking to in the room?
Well, Cuz, please don't tell them I told you. But that's them. That's the jagged knife.
Look over to Svetlana and be like, Sal's in there.
He's in the
Look
room.
concerned. Yes. He went in and I backed out to be out of the line of sight.
Why didn't you tell me?
Fast.
Svetlana, I don't know if I have any. I have 50 foot of rope in my pack. Can I like tie this guy up and like tie
hell
him
yeah.
to like a banister or something?
Oh, totally. You're
so
yeah,
Okay.
you're over 6 feet tall. You are strong. This guy is now at this point intimidated, scared. Yeah, definitely.
All right. I will do that, and I will say we don't plan to hurt you, but I can't risk you telling anybody that we're here. So I'll tie him to the banister, and I'll ask Uriel, which room did you say he was in?
It's this one over here next to Pazu. I'm going to move to Pazu and I will be on either side of the door. If you
I'm really
want
worried
to
about.
go in first.
I'm worried about going in there without Hilo. I mean, we haven't talked to him since we got here. I feel like we need to send him a message that this is where we'll be. Unless when I was downstairs, did I get a sense that Hilo saw us come up here?
Hilo did notice that that you have been gone for a little bit and has started edging up towards the stairs on that other side.
Okay.
Yeah,
Boga,
so he's actually walked up the stairs and hasn't come through yet, but is like listening at the door, trying to see if he could hear the sounds of struggles further on.
would Boga or I have seen that Hilo had kind of inched that way?
I think Boga might have, because Boga and I kind of went after everybody.
Okay.
yeah,
Boga, did you see Hilo?
but it's just like looks at you and it's like points frantically with up the stairs.
Okay. I think we do need to go in. I'll follow your lead, Uriel.
Oh, okay.
And I have my axe ready.
Yeah. Meanwhile, as you approach the door, it starts to slowly open from the inside.
I think my axe is ready for whoever like appears out.
Yep. Door opens.
There's four of them, right? So this first guy is probably just a lackey.
Yeah.
She said collateral damage. Nobody will miss him.
So, Svetlana, are you attacking this person that as you open the door? Because I believe you opened the door first.
Yes. So I threw my axe, and it was not a great roll, but I got a 6, so +3, that's 9 with fear.
Oh, your axe just you throw it and it just like right past his head and just like misses him as he opens the door, and you see this look of like shock on his face, and just kind of like, oh crap, did not expect to see a giant, was a furbog, right? Furbog. Yes, he opens the door. And that look of shock kind of like passes by. And then he kind of like, sort of comes to. And after that, happens, he goes ahead and sorry, forgive me because now I'm like, now I need to figure out how combat works from my end. Would you actually, here's a question, because Michael's more jammy than me at this point still. Would you consider these guys all in close range?
I mean, based on this, if the size of the room is...
It's very small.
Yes, I would say everybody is close.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
So really, after that, this guy, shock of surprise comes up on his face, and then all of a sudden you see the other two kind of like, whoop, and like look over at the door, and all three of them, get up, and simultaneously you see them kind of like bring their swords back, and one slashes down, one's trying to like jab forward, one's trying to slash from the other side, and all three of them trying to attack you at the same time.
Okay.
What's your let me see, what's your evasion?
7.
Okay. And so from there, all three of them, I mean, I guess because they got together after that surprise, they all land just solidly. One gets, your side, slashing from your shoulder kind of downward. One jab straight forward, going right into your armor. One gets you from the right side. Each one of them dealing damage, and each one does 7 damage individually for 21 damage total.
Okay, once per short rest, I can mark a stress to make an adversary re-roll an attack against me or an ally within very close range.
So is that just one of them, though, or is that all of them?
Yes, it's just one.
I think
Okay.
did you just roll once for all 3 of them, though? Or did you roll 3 times?
I think that's what I did.
Yeah.
I rolled once.
Okay, so one check.
So do I re-roll once for one of them, or is one re-roll all of them?
That's your call, GM. I don't know. I would say if the rules guide you to roll once for all of them to attack at the same time, then if you re-roll, it would be re-rolling for all of them, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I'll take it. Well, apparently they thought that they had it and then whiffed it, all 3 of them, miserably. Absolutely miserably. I mean, like, you almost like laugh a little bit because it's like they just hit straight air and they're directly in front of you, and it's kind of comical at that point, and you just kind of like brush it off a little bit, like,
You just do the
come
thing
on.
where, like,
Yeah. Like, you guys could do a little bit better.
Ariel points and covers her grin. Oh.
Yeah. And then I turn it back over to the players.
Sal, seeing everyone descend on Svetlana all at once like this, is going to use his strong back ribbit legs and leap up into the air out from under the table. And as he does that, he spins, and the cloak that has the gold lining, something seems to shift with the gold lining. And as he's spinning, there is individual blades that begin forming on the edge of his cloak. And as he jumps and spins, Sal casts Rain of Blades, which is going to attack. It says everyone in very close range. I'm hoping that's everybody in the room.
I'll call that very close range. Do you want to know like the giant thing that you're attacking? Don't care. Just attack it. Just attack it.
I'll know about him when he's dead.
Yep. You'll find out later.
Yeah. And as Sal does that, because he's popping from out of cover, if I hit, I get sneak attack.
Is that advantage, right?
No, sneak attack is extra damage. So, sneak
That's
attack.
funny, of all things,
sneak
I don't
attack.
have
Whenever
it
you make
here.
an attack while you are hidden or while an ally is in melee with your target, add a d6 to your damage roll. When you use sneak attack, you can also spend any number of hope before the attack roll. Then, if the attack is successful, also add a number of d6 equal to the hope spent. So I'll also spend another hope. I had to spend a hope to cast Rain of Blades. I'll spend another hope to add an extra d6 if I hit. If that is okay with you, Mr. GM.
I'm in.
Please hit, because I am in danger if, if this goes poorly.
If this goes poorly, it's not great.
Hey, how do you feel about 2 7s?
I would probably just ask you how you would like to do this, because this may be a very quick fight.
Okay. Because I immediately get 18 plus my 2d6s. This is on if it hits everybody. I mean, I guess it does because it's a critical success. So
I'm calling this for everybody.
Okay, so
everybody's getting hit.
Okay, yes. Okay, I was going to say.
You get a hit.
So I immediately get 18 damage. Plus I roll my 2d8s. Plus I roll my 2d6s. So let me do some math here a second. Okay, so
math them rocks, baby.
Oh, wait, that's the wrong dice. That does. Okay, hold on. I gotta go back. Jeez. Okay. Hold on. Still mathing.
Math is hard.
That is 39 damage to each of them.
39 damage?
Yes, it is. Also, it's very graceful and beautiful. You see this little ribbit leap up, just a beautiful pirouette of danger.
My favorite part about this is that half the party can't see it. So we're just going to be like, yeah, sure. Uh-huh.
Svetlana's going to see it, and her jaw is just like
dropping.
Just go.
I mean, I'm just like, how would you like to destroy 3 of these lackeys?
None of them are facing me because they're all attempting to attack Svetlana. So I picture Sal's aim with the blades is essentially they're all facing away. And if from Svetlana's perspective, all of a sudden just a spectral blade juts out through each of their faces. And then,
sorry, not throat, the face.
Right, yeah, just right through kind of like the eye line, straight through, and then they all just fall over.
I like that. Yeah, boom, boom, yeah, boom, done. So, and then how? I mean, you're definitely hurting the big guy. He's still up, but what does it look like?
That one is just kind of like that blade is just goes straight into the gut, like a gut shot. And Sal kind of lands with his flourish and then just looks up at this giant guy.
Yep. Oh, so there you go. I was looking for the big X. I was like, why can't I mark these guys as the big X so they're dead? I had to find it. So boom. Yeah, there you go. So that big guy just takes that gut shot and hunches over, clearly hurt. And that definitely did some damage. And so immediately this character turns around, giant kind of hulking, sort of more orc-like figure.
Mm-hmm.
And goes to just takes that giant club, and takes a swing and just sidewards, because saw Sal kind of jumping up in the air and is ready to kind of pop Sal like a baseball with the baseball bat, and completely whiffs it. Oh my god, not even close. I rolled a 2. So
the giant guy didn't notice my grace, I don't think, when I did that jump.
Nope.
And so much like the previous move, I think it's kind of like a dance. We're in a little bit locked into a tango of sorts.
Yep. Oh yeah, no. It was bad. It was very bad. And got absolutely wrecked with that, and turned it back over to the players.
Ilo hears the noises and opens this door and tries to go in to help out.
Ariel is passing by all these corpses, making her way through, and looks a little bit impressed. And kind of eyeballs Sal. Nice work. and then will move to attack this giant guy. That's a 22 with fear.
So the giant, kind of orc figure sort of like roars in rage that he just completely whiffed that smack against, Sal, turns and sees Uriel, coming out. What was the roll again?
It's 22 with fear.
22 with fear. And, takes the, honestly gets nailed. Not the quickest moving figure, used to being able to take some hits and kind of like keep going. And, as Uriel, because you're using short swords, right?
The broadsword.
Broadsword, sorry.
Yeah.
Takes the slice, gets it directly in the side, and as it hits the orc in the side, he grabs the sword by the blade, kind of pulls it out and shoves Uriel back, slightly. Obviously, the room's not very big, but just kind of moves her a little bit further towards the door.
Okay.
But that hits.
It's 7 damage.
7 damage. All right. So yeah, takes a hit. He ain't looking good. he's sort of hunched over. Is definitely struggling to keep going.
And Pazu moves forward, and so it's not like he lands on Uriel exactly, but it's a stepping stone in a leaping maneuver to also attack the big guy. So it's flying through the air, catching down with giant claws. I don't know how giant they actually are.
Giant enough.
That's a 23 with fear. Oh wait, my last one was fear. It was supposed to be your turn.
That's okay. So again, not the best at dodging. That one, the orc kind of like looks up and just sees this cat coming at his face, and the cat just lands like right on his face and starts to dig the claws in, ready to slash, kind of like if you saw like in the old cartoons where a cat like gets onto a couch and digs them in and just kind of slides down. I'm picturing that right now, but with this orc's face. Then you roll for damage.
6.
6. Yeah, no. So yeah, definitely. This orc is angry but struggling to stay up. But then goes ahead and turns towards the thing that the orc thinks it could hit, which is the biggest thing in the room. Naturally, Svetlana, because knowing that the swing against Sal was not successful, Uriel's a little bit lower. Takes that club and again winds up for a hit. And I believe that's going to land. I got what's your evasion again?
7.
Oh, it lands, baby. Right in the side with a nice club, just like almost like swinging a little bit upwards. So like Svetlana kind of like is up in the air a bit as it, lands. And I don't have enough of these dice. So that is 18 damage.
Oof.
Okay. That is my major damage threshold.
Wait, 18 is your major?
Yeah. Well, wait.
Is it the number before severe?
So my minor damage says 9, my major damage says 20, and then it has severe damage. So is it over 20 is severe and less than 20 is major?
Right. Between the two numbers is major, past the...
Yes. Yeah. So that's major damage, and I think 18, that would be a lot of armor slots to get it down. Well, it'd be 3. I'm just gonna take 2 HP.
Okay.
That.
I mean, it looks like Svetlana was definitely hurt. I feel like, kind of grabbing her side, maybe, obviously, took some, potential internal damage there. And then I, turn it back over to the players.
Sal's going to move behind. That was basically it right now. I'm going to see what other people do, but Sal is moving behind the the ogre, and when he does so, he becomes effectively hidden.
Svetlana would be probably angry getting hit by this guy. So, she kind of clinches and closes in on herself, and then, gathers her strength to pull her axe from behind her back again and just like yeets it at him. And she puts her knee on the ground, just kind of, afterwards, recovering strength. That is a really bad roll. 5 + 3, 8 with fear.
Much like we began, this one just whiffs right past, even incredibly, because this orc is giant, right? But somehow right by, the orc almost has a look of surprise on his face, like, you missed me, like, of all people.
Yeah.
And this time saw that he had damaged Svetlana. Now had swung one way, now gets ready to essentially swing around the other way, trying to close a little bit of space and go right for Uriel. Again, swinging that massive club. This thing, I mean, after a couple practice swings, this guy is ready to get it because it just connects perfectly. I hit a 17, which I believe should hit, right? Because evasion's 14.
Oh, hang on. Evasion is 14. And I'm just checking all of the things that I can do.
No, please.
Almost forgot to clear my stress and take my hope from my crit. That was a very sad.
Oh.
That was a very satisfying first attack to ever have on this character.
Yeah, I'm
wow.
sure.
I mean,
It was.
I gotta be honest. I didn't plan on this being like a big epic battle, but I thought it would be a little bit more than what it was after. But that opener kind of.
It's pretty amazing. Yes, that's a hit.
Okay, so good. So swinging, again, Svetlana was like, boom, that way, and then it kind of just comes down diagonally the opposite direction, slamming into, Uriel, and doing. Jeez, that was horrible rolling, but I got only just a 13 damage.
Only?
Yep, I rolled 3. I rolled straight ones.
But I'm little.
True.
Svetlana is still on the ground sort of in front of Uriel, and she sticks her shield out right at the last second using the I am your shield. So she will take the damage instead. So she'll mark a stress to stand in the way, which I'll roll my d6 to maybe not mark a stress. No, I do have to mark a stress. And then I reduce the damage by 3 because that's my strength trait. So
It's down to 10.
Yeah, and then I will use an armor slot.
Excellent. So I love that. So Svetlana puts up that shield and it's like ding, 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 right, and kind of bounces back a little bit, and just exactly like a gong. And the orc is almost kind of like, sort of taken aback. And did you roll with sorry, I rolled that one. Never mind. Okay, go ahead and go turn it back to the players as the orc is kind of like I almost picture a little like Warner Brothers cartoon where like they're gonna.
He's also reverberating.
Yeah.
Sal, his cloak is still like smoking from the blades, and he reaches in and pulls out his returning blade and throws it at the orc at the back of his head, who is in melee with someone else. So once again, I get sneak attack. So that's a 12 with fear.
Ooh, baby, try your. Does that mean you get advantage or anything though?
No, it means I do more damage if I hit.
Definitely, you tried it, and even though this thing is right in front of you, actually the reverberation thing makes it a little harder to hit because he's a little wobbly.
Mm-hmm.
And you just take that swing, and it does not connect. And you rolled with fear.
I did indeed.
You did. Perfect. So
no, it's not.
As he kind of hears that right behind him, turns right on around and centers on the rivet behind him. And, again, same thing. I mean, at this point, this creature is just angry. It is hurt. It is, still struggling to stay up, but is able to somehow muster the strength to just go from a top down and just swing that club. And at this point, totally misses the ribbit directly behind him and just slams into the ground. Things kind of shaking a bit.
All right. Also, point of order, I think my returning blade, based on the name, returns to me after the throw. So
Oh yeah.
just doesn't matter, but flavor.
Back to the players.
Hilo still hasn't seen any of this, and he's hearing all the sounds and is quickly making his way over. And is there somebody here that Pazu's on? Is that what I'm seeing?
No, Pazu
I mean, on
the
roll 20,
enemy
Pazu is on top
is
of
here.
him.
Right.
There's an ogre right there.
That's the one guy that's left, right?
Right.
Yes.
Okay. He's like looking around and like, wait, what? He basically just walks forward and without really, waiting, just stabs with his rapier at this thing. It seems like the thing to do. For a 13 with fear.
Goes narrowly right by the side, right through. Almost. It was so close. Whoosh. Right. And Ogre quickly, what'd you roll with again? Fear. Ogre quickly turns back around and just takes a swing right at Hilo. And I'll tell you, does that baseball swing that landed on Svetlana, because that seems to be the one, and it connects right with the side. I got an 18.
Oof.
Yeah, I believe that does it right. And then we got hits, dealing some a nice chunk of damage with 23.
23 damage, you said?
Yeah.
I can reduce that by 1 with my paradise
Nah.
if you need me to.
No, not one. One won't do a lot, but I
Okay.
can do. Is it 20? Actually, is 16. So 16 is my severe damage. Is that?
That's 3 HP.
Right. No. Is it equal to 16 or 16 or over 16?
Meets it, beats it again. So if it's
Meets it, beats it. Okay.
Yeah.
So the other one won't do it. I'm just gonna go ahead and mark 3 armor slots. And
If you do take HP, I can always heal you, but I can't heal your armor slots, just so you know.
I've got some healing stuff to do, so
Okay.
And I hand it back to the players.
Sal moves into the darkness again in the back corner behind the ogre.
How many enemies are left in that room?
One.
One. Great.
One angry ogre.
The one who
you
took
can't tell
who took
with everybody piled on top.
a lot of damage at once, and then we have not hit since.
Dude, I'm telling you, I'm like, he looks really hurt, and then everyone keeps whiffing.
I guess. Actually, can
We could. Pazu and I are here. We can attack. So this is.
Yeah.
We're trying to whittle him down. Do you want to try something, Eris?
I'm going to try to use Shadowbind.
Ooh.
Try to stick him in place. The spellcast roll, which is my instinct. Oh, that's 11 and an 8 plus 3.
Ooh.
That's 22 with fear on the Shadowbind.
22 with fear?
Yeah.
Oh, this guy is angry and ticked off, but suddenly is actually like almost like confused. Like you could see the question mark almost pop up above his head of just like, because he can't move. And the rage seems to drive him to try to pull away from it, but suddenly that's it. He can't go anywhere. He is more or less stuck in place. He's trying to swing his club around with, but not connecting with anybody at the moment.
You see little chains on his shadow, just kind of restraining him.
And then, well, let's do it back to the players. I like that though, because he was just restrained. He's kind of enraged. I open for the players. They want to take another swing at it before I go.
Do we want to
Sure.
try to do anything?
I'll poke him with my broadsword. Or
are we going for information or for death at this point?
From the ogre?
Yeah.
Do you speak giant?
He's the only one left. I don't know.
I don't know what ogres speak, actually.
We still have
hold on.
we still have the guy.
different
We still have
universe.
the guy tied up in the hallway. So
Oh, that's right. I forgot about him.
I'm not
But
sure he
didn't know
knows
much,
anything.
supposedly. Yeah.
He doesn't. He doesn't seem like he's going to talk, but it's up to you.
He's like a platypus. He doesn't do much. Okay.
Svetlana takes a minute to heal herself a little. She uses some of her hope and kind of is crouched inward. And you see like a little glow on her chest as she's trying to like heal internally.
As Svetlana does that, suddenly there's a kind of glow in the room. Just like and then it goes away.
There's a glow in the room, like all around us.
No, it seems like it's coming from one area, but it's kind of hard to tell in the middle of the ogre swinging his stuff around. It's because he's ticked. He's swinging like his club around, like he's like angry, but you definitely sense a glow coming from at some point in the room, but it's hard to place where in the heat of the moment.
Did you hit with the sword, Uriel? What was the?
I didn't get that far.
Oh, okay.
I got distracted, looking to see what ogres speak.
I mean, the ogre is about to swing at somebody.
Oh,
just sitting there like,
crit.
whatever
It's
you
a
do,
crit?
do it quickly.
It's double
Wait.
fives.
Oh,
Double fives?
Ew.
Hey, yo.
I mean, I just gotta say, then that obviously means the only thing I need from you there, Uriel, is how bad is it? How good is it? I mean, depending on how you look at it, just tell me what you want.
It only does 5 damage.
Wait, what?
5 damage, right?
You did 5 damage?
Did you double it?
Do I double it? No.
For crits,
Yeah, with a crit, you
for
double.
crits, you automatically get your maximum dice, and then you roll your dice and add it plus all your modifiers.
Oh.
Yeah, there's no way it's 5.
Okay. So what I rolled was 2d8, and it was 5.
Okay, so
It's
5.
16 plus 5?
16 plus 5.
Yes.
It's a little more damage then.
Approximately 21.
It's a little bit more damage, and if you need me to reiterate, how would you like to do that? Because it's dead. I mean, I just don't know how you would like it to be dead.
Well, I poked it really good.
So I guess then, like, literally, Uriel walks up and just like, actually, what I kind of love to think about is just casually walks up and just goes, just like a little poke, and then the thing just drops. But it's a loud drop. It's like a boom, right? Because this is a large creature, right? And just falls over, and you hear like a, and that's it. Dead. Very dead.
Svetlana is still kind of on the ground from when she was healing, and she kind of looks underneath the table to see if she can see if there's a symbol there.
There's not a symbol under the table.
All right, she's gonna crawl around the room.
But can
Looking
we
for it.
maybe help Svetlana heal, or ask why she's crawling around the room?
Because
Or
I
both.
suspect that it's on the floor, but
What's on the floor? What are you doing?
the
Here.
sun symbol.
Can I give
There's
you
lots
a
of blood.
potion?
No, I don't need a potion. I'm only a little bit hurt, but it feels better when I'm on the ground.
Okay.
Svetlana, give me an instinct roll.
That is 9 with fear. I'm not rolling good today.
No. So you're crawling from underneath the table, but obviously you're not small, and so you kind of like go to get up, and you just like doof, you like smack the back of your head.
Cracked her head, too.
And then as you get up, you smack the back of your head, and then you kind of get up, and then because you're rubbing your head, it kind of causes you to look upwards, and then you see almost the same symbol that you saw out in the bar, just
Almost?
slightly. Yeah, basically. I mean, how about this? When I say almost, meaning that like they essentially try to do the same thing, but whenever you do something, it's not perfect, right? So it is for all intents and purposes the same symbol.
Okay.
And slightly, kind of shimmery. And you guys very much beat our ogre friend as well as some of these lackeys.
Okay.
Combat is ogre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ariel waves to Boga to come into the room because it's safe now, and says Svetlana's trying to figure out the symbol.
Yeah, Boga, I'm sorry I destroyed the last one before you could look at it, but there's another one here. If you want to climb on my shoulders, maybe you can like investigate it up closer.
Azu will move out of the room.
Be very careful
Sweet.
about touching it, by the way, Boga. And I'm holding her on my shoulders.
It's noted. Bo's gonna wave a hand kind of close to the symbol, like see if she can feel anything coming off of it.
Yeah, give me an instinct roll.
Okay, so that is a 22 with fear.
You get a strong feeling of magic, and then also a sense of kind of the light that Core brings, something you felt from Svetlana before, but then just as quickly as that, feeling hits you, it's like smack, then you get this sense of darkness and dread, like not in your head, but like deep within your body, and then poof, it goes away.
I recoil quite sharply and just kind of hold my hand,
like fire.
massage it.
Yeah.
Did you feel it too, Boga?
It's wrong.
Now
I
you
shoved.
Yeah, now you see why I immediately wanted to destroy the other one.
Bo's actually gonna put her finger to it now.
To try to like to separate it, or to what are you trying to do with it?
Just touching it, really. Just is the symbol like burned in to the?
Yeah, it's like
the
it has like burn marks around it. It's like either burned in. It looks like it was actually potentially either carved in there, burnt, or made with fire. It's kind of hard to tell, but definitely there's like it's not so much as like drawn on as like an impression in.
Can I try and kind of push some of my magic into it?
You can try. Let's do I guess a presence roll. Let's see where this goes.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Presence is +2. That's a 20. 20 with fear. Again, I keep getting fear rolls.
Me too.
Yeah, you push back. You kind of try to drive some sort of magical sense or feeling into it, and all it does is just push right back at you. So much so that you actually kind of like, because Svetlana is holding you up, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You actually just like tumble backwards and fall, like off of her. It actually like presses you back, and you fall on the ground.
Ah!
Svetlana noting that, the last time she healed herself, it made a light in the room. She would be looking up at the symbol and then also like call the power of Core to heal herself for one more hit point, and watching the symbol to see what it does.
Same thing.
it glows, or
Yep.
Arrow's like, is it supposed to do that?
it must be connected to the power of core somehow. I don't know much more than that, but I've never seen something like this before. I don't think. Have I? Have I, in my religious studies, like seen the works like where symbols are used to harness the power of core?
Give me a knowledge roll.
And again, the bad rolls continue with
Mm-hmm.
6 with fear.
No. Just no. I was trying to think of some nuance, like something else, something to feed you, and just
Nope. Okay.
that's it. I would say that this is probably a fine stopping point because there's definitely some more things to explore in, kind of Kraken's Harbor. And then, I've got some ideas for where I was already kind of thinking to go next. And so I think, certainly this is a fine stopping point.
Okay, the captain's not going to leave on his ship without us if we stop here today, right? Like he's not going to sail away before next session.
No. Remember, the captain said that he is hoping to get that key back from you one way or the other, which means that perhaps you just return it to him and say thank you, but no thanks, or perhaps you do what he asks and that's how you return it. He was looking for, remember, or I'd imagine remember what he was hoping for, right? So
yeah.
Can I gather something off of these 3 people, like the symbols of the jagged knives, to take back to him to tell him, like, I dispatched these 3 people?
Find out next time.
Certainly. Yeah. I mean, you could, that's easy enough. They're all very dead. They're very dead. If you want to, you could either take that. If you want to roll for a little something extra, we can do that and be the kind of the last thing we do before we wrap up. But
could we start next session with looting the bodies?
We can also do that. No, I like that too.
Okay. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yay!
That was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun.
Oh my god.
Good work, teacher.
How do you feel?
Yeah, that was really good.
Pretty good.